Welcome everybody to your TWitWoW Five Fave Fives. This is the 35th edition of TWitWoW Five Fave Fives. It is the third edition of 2025, and it's been 7 weeks since we last did this. And the last time we did this was right after WrestleMania 41. And I gotta be honest, even though we've had two whole PLEs for the main roster and I believe like an NXT PLE as well. Since then, it feels like yesterday that WrestleMania just happened. It's incredible how quick these last 7 weeks have flown by. 42 days, y'all. It has been 42 days since WrestleMania, but it just does not feel like it to me. Um, John, how you feel, man?
Bro, this was a weird 5v5. We were kind of getting into it before it went live
Yeah.
because on the one hand, I loved putting WWE and NXT slash Evolve together because I know with the NXT list now we're also kind of including Evolve, which NXT was already kind of easy, but Evolve, I'll tell you, really made an impression on me this quarter.
Yeah.
Marigold and especially Stardom.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, I am gonna be for real with you. I don't want to give away names. You'll know who I'm talking about. But that one Stardom rookie that we really like, dude, the Stardom list was so bad. I'm like, do I just put her at one? But then I'm like, no,
Oh my
no. You know
God.
that
We had
that
that
yeah.
exact same thought. I was like, these rookies are like the only thing that make me feel anything when we watch Stardom anymore. It's crazy.
And I didn't do that. I was just get ahead of it and say I didn't do that. But will
No.
that day come? I'm 90% sure that day is fucking happening
Yeah.
one day.
Yeah.
Like, because these rookies are something special. And then the other list, honestly, given that I was paying just enough attention to AEW clips, I'm like, okay. But then I've got a really big compliment for somebody. Honestly, the other list might have one of my favorite diatribes this episode because there is a guy that I want to glaze the fuck out of. But we got quite a
And
bit
I
to
think
go before I get
those of
there.
us who are in the Discord already know who that is.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So that's why you need Discord access, guys. I mean, early spoilers. But there you go. Let's begin with our WWE list. Let's not make waste here. So, do you want to start or should I?
I want you to start this time. I think I start a lot of the time. I feel like you should start this time. Who are your honorable mentions, bud?
You know what? All the more reason why I'm glad I got this done this morning before bed. All right, you guys know I try my best to do a roster of five, if I can help it. Even with other lists, I actually had two honorable mentions. That's how you know it was a good one
Oh,
for me this
okay,
quarter.
nice.
So I go from 10 to 6, and then our top five is, of course, our top five. So number 10, R-Truth.
Nice.
9, Kairi Sane. 8, Roxanne Perez. 7, Andrade. 6, Solo Sikoa. I want to just say about Solo very quickly before I hand it over to you. He was so close to cracking, but like when I really thought about the talents that have made me really feel shit in WWE,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, he just missed it. But Solo is finding himself. I am loving this Solo right now that knows how to laugh at himself and be comedic. Like, it's working for him and it's working for me. If he keeps this up, he may very well be in the Fave 5 next quarter. So, please, good sir, who are your honorable mentions?
I wanted to also keep it to a roster of just five honorable mentions, but I did not feel like I could cut anyone out of six. I trimmed it down to six, and I just could not. Like, I wouldn't have felt right cutting any one of the six, so I kept it at six. So basically, going from 11 now to six instead of from 10 to six. I have Chad Gable, Chelsea Green, Liv Morgan, Sami Zayn, R Truth, and Roxanne Perez. I love that we both had Truth in our honorable mentions.
He's earned it. I mean, he's always been just a solid fucking dude on the roster and hilarious. But I am loving the stuff he's doing lately. I feel like this is going to be more of an emotional run for him, especially that promo he had on Raw last night. We'll get more into that on Weekend Review this Saturday. Got to plug all the stuff we're doing. But
He has
let's get
cut
into the top five.
arguably two of the best promos of the screening period.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, he popped me so fucking hard. It's this your son, dog. Like, fucking love Truth. All right. Number 5 for me, John Cena.
Nice. Dude, I have
Still loving
Cena
this.
at 5 too.
The only reason at first I had him higher, like that's another thing about the WWE list, dude, and why I had so much fun with it. Because there were people that when I put them head to head against the person that they that was immediately above them, I'm like, do they really win out? And I'm like, nah. So there was one guy that was actually at one point I think like number 2, and he actually went all the way down to number 4. So yeah, like I did quite a bit of rearranging last night, but
Nice.
Cena made it at 5 because I'm like, you know what? Every time he's on the mic, he pops me at least once,
Yep.
and it's honestly more than that even. But yeah, he's great. This heel run, I think it took a little bit to find its footing, but honestly, I'm here for the ride. I turned my brain off. I'm enjoying it. He's just fantastic, and I love too. He cheats the same fucking way every time. He loves hitting people with that goddamn title.
Yep.
Like it's never let me do a steel chair or let me do
Low
this. It's no,
blow.
it's low blow. Hit you with the championship. 1, 2, 3. I mean, it really is basic economics for how John Cena likes to cheat in his matches. He's just great. You also had him at number 5. So what do you want to add? Because I'm done here.
Here's the thing. I really thought that I was gonna hate this heel run when on the post was it the post Mania Raw? No, it must have been post Chamber. But basically when he first revealed like his sort of heel character and his motivations, I really thought I was gonna hate this run, but my God, have his promos been fantastic. He is so entertaining. And like he even just showed up on Raw last night and popped me several times during his promo. He's hilarious in a way that's like subtle and kind of like an undertone, like rather than like being like in your face trying to be funny on purpose. Um and yeah, he pops me. Same as you. Yeah, he's fucking great. And I mean obviously in the ring he's one of the best storytellers in the business for sure.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Number 4 for me, Seth Rollins, our
Ah.
savior,
See,
the
this is
guarantor of the.
interesting because you had Solo as an honorable mention and then Seth at number 4, and I didn't rank either one of them individually because I ranked them as a part of their respective factions.
Okay, okay, yeah. Um, but yeah, Seth Rollins, the protector of the future of professional wrestling. Um, I've just been loving his work, man. I mean, goddamn, he has been absolutely fantastic. Now, once again, for the second time in his career, Mr. Money in the Bank, joining Edge and CM Punk. Which it's funny, he does join CM Punk, who he fucking hates. I think that's a
Yeah.
great story beat. Um,
Well, and
yeah,
Edge,
man,
whose life he threatened at one point.
exactly. Yeah, cope over that. But I'm loving what he's doing with Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. I love that Heyman, no matter how many times he cheats, he always finds a home. It's like, man, that man is persistent. I think even AJ put it best. Like, aren't you tired chasing that meal ticket? But Seth Rollins is going to be the one. Seth Rollins is going to be the one to set up Paul Heyman for life. I think the promos have been great. His wrestling has always been great. I've never had a problem with his wrestling. I've enjoyed it for years. And yeah, here's to hoping. See, now I don't know how the cash in's going to go down, but I did like some of the theories in the Discord now that Gunther is once again world champion. It could be Sammy beats him at SummerSlam, maybe even through the King of the Ring tournament. And then Seth cashes in on him, which would be, again, another great fucking story beat. For all my complaints with WWE, I really am enjoying them leaning more into long-term storytelling. And Seth is such a focal part of that right now. And he's killing it, and he's showing you why. So, yeah, Seth Rollins at number 4. Who is number 4 for you, good sir?
Number 4 for me is Naomi. I had a similar situation to you actually, where I actually originally had Naomi ranked at like I want to say 3. I think I originally had her at 2, and then I put her down to 3, and then I was like, I love Naomi, but do I love Naomi more than insert my number 3 currently right now? And the answer ended up being, no, I don't think so. So Naomi lands at 4. I do love Naomi. She's absolutely fantastic. I think she's doing the best work of her life right now. And love that she won Money in the Bank. Stoked for that. She's been cutting fantastic promos. Her matches, I mean, not even just during the heel run, but really since she returned from TNA, I feel like her matches have been really fucking good consistently. But the heel run, man, her promos have been incredible. I mean, she is just on a hot streak right now of being really entertaining, and so she comes in at number 4 on my list.
Excellent. Beautifully said. Number 3 for me, Aleister Black. Um,
Wow, I'm surprised you like him that much right now. I don't have him on anything on my lists.
Bro, I'll tell you, I don't know what it is about him right now at this particular time for me, but like his wrestling style with like the kick boxing and everything almost,
Yeah,
it scratches an itch that I never knew I had, or
right.
at least, that I've had, I guess, for some while subconsciously. I love watching him work. It's great. It feels like a legit fight, like he's trying to dodge blows and execute blows, and I'm like, yeah, I'm with this. I'm still so pissed he wasn't in Money in the Bank because I feel like his style would have been so great for that match. And I'm even more pissed that it feels like he's already kind of fizzled out, like he's already like in that mid card kind of spot.
Just
And I'm
another
like,
guy on the roster.
yeah, exactly. And I feel like again, with his aura, with his look, with his style, I'm not saying you have to make this guy a 20-time world champion, but I think he's the type of guy to me that I would give a world title match to maybe even 3 times a year, spread throughout the year. You want him to be kind of that fixture, even if only on the periphery, in the main event picture. And he's not even that right now. And I think that's such a disservice to his talents. Yeah, I have loved him since he's been back. And to be fair, to be balanced on here, I also do have to say his opponents have been great. I mean, Miz gave him the best return match you could ask for. And this is me giving Miz his flowers, which I know he'll take them over and over and over again. But yeah, he's a great seller, knows how to get his people over. But I mean, Black Stuff just looks so good. Love the theme, love the look. It's like if you were a little kid and you saw this guy for the first time, he'd immediately become your favorite wrestler because this is to me pro wrestling personified in a modern era. And I say like modern because he's not like this big hulking guy. This isn't like Hulk Hogan or Hercules or any of those people. He's a slender guy, but God, he will beat your ass. Like yeah, I love this dude, and I love his commitment to continuity because he still has that fucked up eye, which is why I got excited when he was like for a few moments confronting Seth Rollins before he ate a sick spear from Braun Breaker. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to what is next for Aleister Black. Hopefully something meatier than what he is doing. He is in the King of the Ring tournament. I don't expect him to advance personally, but we'll see. So who is next on your list?
Number 3 on my list is the faction that I don't think has an official name, but I am going to be referring to as the Vision until we get an official name. This is the new Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed faction. I am loving what these guys are doing. So I guess I do have Seth ranked a little higher than you, but not by himself. I have him as a part of the group that he's running at number 3. Uh, Fantastic, just group synergy, in my opinion. I love that this group has a very clear motivation, which is basically make Seth Rollins the king of WWE. Um, and then Braun and Bronson would be like his second and right hand man. And I think Seth is always at his best when he's allowed to be a heel. And it's been weird to me for a long time. I would say since the fall probably that Seth was face for as long as he was because he was feuding with other faces. Like he was feuding with CM Punk. He was feuding with God, I forget who else on it. Sami Zayn, I think he even had a little tussle with. Like he's been feuding with baby faces for a lot longer than he's been officially heel. He's been very much like it's been a slow, gradual transition for him, and the official heel turn was Paul Heyman helping him at Mania. But since then, I mean, Braun Breaker being added to the group, the Raw after Mania, that's part of this grading period, and then Bronson Reed being revealed to be a part of the group more recently. I think those are both really interesting additions because it's like Seth is just surrounding himself with these big meaty ass kickers so that they can do the brunt of the work for him and he can just reap the benefits. And I love that because it's going to blow up in his face so epically that it's going to make for some really fantastic television and pay-per-view matches or PLE matches. But yeah, I'm loving the Vision right now, and that's what I call their faction just because, Seth's the visionary, so it kind of makes sense to me. So they number three for me. Who's number 2 for you, bud?
Whoa, 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 whoa. First of all, I love that faction name.
Yeah.
And second of all, there is no more beautiful vision than your face. Okay,
Oh,
that
but
needed to be
wait, no, you
established.
forgot one. You forgot. There is one Vision more beautiful than my face. It's your face.
All right. Well, I needed to get that out before we continue, but we are on a good pace. Number 2 for me, Jacob Fatu.
Beautiful. And
Dude,
again, I have Jacob
I
Fatu as part of the Bloodline.
Yeah, dude, like, and I totally, because I've done it before in the past. I feel like I haven't done like faction grouping in a while, but like, hey, I've done it in the past, so I get why you would do it now, because
I did it
factions
a
are kind of cooking
lot
and
for
doing.
WWE and NXT. A lot.
Yeah, dude. Well, there are a lot of quality factions right now, but I'm like picking out individuals because, dude, Jacob Fatu. You know how I feel about pro wrestling these days. As like I'm 33. It's been over 20 years. I've seen a lot of eras, a lot of generations come and go, and so I think it's really special to me when I see an act that I am so excited for their future. And when I watch Jacob Fatu say in unison with the crowd at Money in the Bank, "I hate you," solo, and then beat his ass while the crowd gave him a huge pop, my first thought, because I watched that moment, first of all, live with you, and then I think two other times, and I said to myself, I cannot wait to be present for this dude's first WrestleMania main event.
Yes.
This dude is a fucking star. He's got an amazing look. Again, like, there are these wrestlers coming along, like, and in two completely different ways, because I stand by what I said about Alistair being like that comic book, sugary cereal kind of wrestler. Like, if you're a young kid, and if you're an adult, you just think he's like badass. Like, oh fuck, this goes hard as fuck. But Jacob Fatu also has that cool factor, and he seems so plugged in to the culture. Like, and I'm so happy that a guy like Jacob Fatu is succeeding, because we're living in a fucking shit right now with the government and everything. But this guy represents like just something so cool and like edgy, but not in like that try hard way. It's genuine, it's organic. He's a badass. Like, I could glaze this dude for hours, but we have many lists to get to. I he's terrific. And the idea that he's already done this solo, it makes me wonder what they have planned for Jacob SummerSlam, because I wonder if this feud will continue by then. But man, the first world title shot he gets, I am gonna be on the edge of my fucking seat and being like, can he pull this shit off? Jacob Fatu, all gas, no brakes, and pretty soon that speed is going to be all the way in my overall top 10, let alone my number one in WWE. So, who is next on your list, man?
Next up for me, and I should also say, I think that by having Jacob at 2, I'm pretty sure I know who your number 1 is, and I've already kind of given away who my number 1 is as soon as I reveal that my number 2 is Io Sky.
Oh my god.
Yeah, unfortunately I feel like she hasn't really had a lot to do during this grading period, but she's still Io. She's still fantastic. She had, I want to say, oh God, who did she have that really fucking good match against? I'm gonna look it up because I forget now. I'm blanking.
Yeah.
Roxanne. It was against Roxanne. That was at the beginning of May. Io and Roxanne went crazy in that match. Um, she literally also had a great match against Stephanie Vaquer on the night or the Raw after Mania, which is also a part of this grading period. She also went to NXT to team up with Jordan Grace to take on Julia and Roxanne. And most recently, her and Io took on Julia and Roxanne. And I believe that was the main event of that show. And that match was also fantastic. And that was the match that led to Julia leaving Roxanne and heading to SmackDown. So yeah, Io, it's been almost a month actually since she has wrestled a match on anything at all. But when she was wrestling more frequently, she was putting on bangers consistently. And even now, like I feel like she is just kind of being used as almost like a representative of the women's division because they've got her doing like these backstage segments and stuff. Like they literally just last night had her tell Nikki Bella that she paved the way for her, which was absurd. But yeah, Io has a special place in my heart, which means that it makes that much of a bigger deal that I don't have her at number 1, honestly.
Yes, absolutely. Um, Number one for me, Naomi.
Oh
Um,
shit! You didn't have Braun Breaker on any of your anything on here.
no,
I
no,
thought
I've
Braun
I've
would be your
enjoyed
number
him.
1. That's crazy.
No, Naomi, man, she is killing it. I fucking love her so much. And honestly, when I saw her post Money in the Bank PLE comments, with Big E and
Yeah.
and I think Rosenface and whatever the fuck, I was so happy for her. because you could tell she was emotional. And I think the fans saying you deserve it did mean something to her, but she had to get back in heel character and be like, y'all better shut up. And
Yeah.
I'm like, man, dude. You know what's funny? Because again, we're just coming off of Money in the Bank, which I drone on and on every year. Oh my God, it's my favorite review. Simmer your ass, Jonathan. It's never going to go the way you want it to. Although I will say this year was pretty painless. I'm happy with both briefcase winners.
Yeah.
Um,
I know you didn't. Alistair wasn't even in the match, but you got Sethington, and we love him.
Yes, yes. But Naomi, like, I can't remember the last time I was so overjoyed for a Money in the Bank winner than when Naomi won it. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, man, this brings me back to that feeling like when Edge won the very first one, and you knew, like, oh, finally they're like getting ready, this guy ready for the main event, all that stuff. RVD, it's like, oh my God, is he finally gonna win a world? Like, that was kind of a similar feeling for me when Naomi won it. It's like, man, really finally getting her flowers in a big way with this company. Big E straight up said, "This is the run of your career," and he's right, and meaty and fucking wonderful, and fuck E, we love you so much. Um, she's fantastic. When you again the fucking promos where you can cry on command. I've jokingly said, but it's becoming less and less of a joke each time we talk about her. She is the Viola Davis fucking women's division. Like, this woman's acting is incredible. And I really can't wait for Bianca to be fully healthy and back and like a part of this story, because her, Naomi, and Jade are in this triangle that I think can make magic when everybody is firing on all cylinders. And Naomi certainly is, with no signs of sputtering anytime soon. She deserves this. She's worked her ass off for this. And I think women's wrestling really is at its best in WWE right now. Yes, there are things I would change. I wish Charlotte, didn't exist. I don't really care for Tiffany as champion. Don't even really have that much of a problem with Alexa right now. I mean, she could stay right now because I feel like she's at a good temperature, a decent temperature. But yeah, when you get people like Naomi succeeding, you can forgive all of that and just be like, man, I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy she's here. And yeah, I cannot wait for her cash in. And if I'm right, I've been saying, gonna cash in on Jade after she wins the title at SummerSlam. Jade is in the Queen of the Ring tournament, which gets a SummerSlam title shot. Is everything coming together to make me the most right my face has ever fucking been? Maybe. But either way, Naomi will be your champion, and you will proceed with caution. So, who is number one on your list, good sir?
The fucking bloodline is back at the top for me. Number one on my list. I,
Yes.
when Jacob Fatu showed up last year, I should have known this was inevitable, but with Solo leading the thing, I never thought that the bloodline would be anywhere near this high on my list. But man, Solo has become one of the most entertaining people on the entire WWE product. He is genuinely funny as hell, even when he doesn't have a mic in his hand. Like there was there was something that happened recently where he was actually outside of the ring. I think he was talking to Jimmy. It was Jimmy Uso that he was talking to. And he was like talking shit to Jimmy while he was in a match getting his ass beat. He was like, "Was it worth it, Jim?" And I was like cracking my ass off. It was so funny. I love Solo currently as this like weird like comedy heel gimmick. It's weird, but I love it. And of course, Jacob Fatu. Like, if I had to rank everyone separately, Jacob would definitely be at the top of the list. I think Jacob might even just be number one by himself for my WWE Fave Five. He has just been so good. I've been waiting to reveal to you that Jacob Fatu's face turn at Money in the Bank is my face turn of the year currently. It's my front runner for face turn of the year in our awards.
You know
Um,
what? I think it's going to be mine too. Thank you so much for
yeah,
bringing that up, because I don't even know if I have a face turn yet, but you're so fucking right. That
it
no, we're going to
was
share that one.
so good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was so perfect. And yeah, man, the recent addition of JC Mateo, I love me some big, thick Jeff Cobb matches. He's so good. Even if he's not being treated like the star or like the big threat, I guess I should say that he should be. He's still fantastic, and they've got him wrestling almost every SmackDown now. Even if the matches aren't going long, and even if he's not winning all of them, he still just puts on great matches, and he's got like a certain understated charisma about him that I just love. So yeah, man, the Bloodline is honestly most consistently the thing that I enjoy and pay attention to on the WWE product right now. It's kind of crazy.
Well, I fucking love how you went through all that. Like, God damn, and thank you again, because like I have been so good about our awards so far. Like I've definitely been better than last year. But dude, this is my first entry for Face Turn of the Year, and I'm so glad you fucking brought that up. You might have saved my ass because you're right, it was fantastically done. And just talk a bit more about Solo because really number six, he might as well be like 5B because we know Cena was like 5A on my list, or at
Right.
least he started my list.
Yeah.
He's so fucking funny, man. Like, I'm glad you mentioned the Uber too, because like even recently when R-Truth had that match with JC Mateo and he tried to go for the AA and he collapsed, and then Solo like did like a knee knocking dance on the outside, mocking
That's
Truth's
right. Yeah.
weakness.
That was just a few weeks ago too. Yeah. He's funny
Yeah.
as shit.
When Jacob was helping him up the ladder, and Solo's like got this big smirk on his face, and then Jacob grabs his ankle, but he's still got that smile on his face. Like,
Solo's
wait,
like trying to
wait.
keep climbing up the ladder, and he's like yanking at his foot. Like, wait, why am I not going upward now?
Oh, dude, Solo's fantastic, man. No, and you know what? To give Solo just a bit more of serious credit, like I am so proud of him because it really does show that if people aren't liking what you're selling currently, or if it feels a bit too try hard, everybody's got a voice somewhere, and I'm so glad Solo seemingly has found his. Dude, I love too that he's kind of me-coded because he totally popped himself when he told JC Mateo, listen, Jacob, he's all gas, no brains. I thought that was so good. He thought he ate, and he ate something. He ate a ladder at the end of the night, but that's neither here nor there. But
Sure did.
yeah, I mean, god damn, bro. All right.
It's
All right.
crazy though because this is the first time ever I think that I've had the Roman Reigns-less bloodline ranked anywhere close to the top of my list, and they're number one.
Yeah. Bro, I don't know how long it's been, but both of our WWE lists gave me the warm and fuzzies. It really is. I'll tell you, the talent on that product, even if some of the writing and booking, could use work, the talent clearly speaks for itself. I mean, I loved both of our lists. So
Yeah.
now we move on to NXT and Evolve. And because I opened, you can go first with honorable mentions for NXT/Evolve. So
I
who are in your
had
honorable mentions?
I had such an easier time with the NXT Evolve list, and Evolve was really what came in clutch to help me make it easier. So you're absolutely right that Evolve has made these lists easier for both of us. Um,
Yes.
but I will say Evolve does not show up in my honorable mentions at all. From 10 to 6, my honorable mentions for the NXT/Evolve list: Lash Legend, Ricky Saints, Mike Santana, Sol Ruka, and Tatum Paxley.
Gonna say we share the same number six in Tatum Paxley. Like
Nice.
that's fucking great. Like, yeah. But just to do it properly, 10 to 6 for me, 10 Stephanie Vaquer, not Vacay or whatever the hell Nikki Bella said
Vaquay.
last
Yeah,
night.
she called her Stephanie
Vaquay.
Vaquay.
Vaquay. Dude, I swear that sounds like a cold medicine or some shit. 9 Tyson and Tyreek. I've really
Oh,
loved that they've been getting more screen time on Evolve.
okay.
8 Trick Williams, 7 Jada Parker, and again 6 Tatum Paxley.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I'm surprised you have TNT on the list, but Wes is nowhere to be found.
Dude, I really don't care for Wes right now. I got to be honest with you.
Okay. I was just gonna
I
say
really
because
want
they
him.
have a faction name now. I don't know if you knew that. They're called the High Rise with a Y and a Z.
Like, God, that's so good. Admittedly, you know how bad it is for me. Me, I have so many issues, and I'm like, I kind of wish Wes was a babyface right now. Who the fuck even am I right now? But that's where I am. So, who starts your NXT and Evolve list?
Number 5 on my NXT/Evolve list is, and this is why this got easier, the Vanity Project.
Okay, so please continue.
I First of all, this could have probably been Jackson Drake by himself. He's fantastic, but Brad Baylor's prepubescent sounding ass is hilarious to me on the mic. Ricky Smokes is a surprisingly entertaining, like, facial expression actor. I like Bryce Donovan as like a heavy, and Zeta Steele is not winning a lot, but she's still probably the best talker in Evolve's women's division. I
Yes.
think that this group is just fantastic. Again, I have to emphasize Jackson Drake probably could have been at number 5 for me on this list by himself. Maybe not. Maybe Tatum would have taken the 5 spot if I had to rank everyone individually, but then that would have thrown a whole lot of my list into disarray. So I'm glad that that's not a rule we have. But yeah, Jackson Drake is fantastic, and I'm very happy that he is the inaugural WWE Evolve Men's Champion. Uh, but the rest of this group has a lot of really good things going for them, and I just really enjoy them. And they are one of the acts in Evolve that really keeps my attention and makes me feel like I'm actually being entertained, and not so much like I'm watching a developmental program. I'm really excited for when Jackson Drake specifically, but also the entire rest of this group at some point ends up on NXT TV, because the television, the world, being televised to by USA or the CW and Netflix internationally deserves to be able to enjoy this group. So I'm ready to hear your number 5 now, bud.
I just want to say too, because I loved your remarks so much. I didn't do whole factions, and I just want people to keep that in mind. So names are coming if you're thinking like, oh, you know. But number 5, Charlie Dempsey.
See, and this is
Really, I
why
gotta
I
tell you,
did factions, because I couldn't have picked someone to rank above everyone else in NQCC.
dude, you know what would have made that difficult for me if they did more with fucking Tavion Heights.
Yeah,
Push Tavion Heights, goddammit. Um, that's my new campaign. Push Tavion Heights.
I love it.
Um, no, well, I love your face, first of all. Second of all, Charlie Dempsey. I think a big part of why he even broke top 5, dude, I love the fucking match he had with Obafemi this grading period. To know that he could wrestle such a convincing match against a guy like Oba, who should just be imposing and crush most people in like under 10 minutes, which to be fair, I think like the match with Dempsey was like 9 minutes or so he still fit that criteria, but he did it so like convincingly, like he really gave Oba a fight with all the grappling and everything. I don't
Charlie
know if
Dempsey is like a male Roxanne Perez, low key.
yeah, dude, absolutely. And I love his like temperament. He's definitely taken after his dad of like being able to laugh at himself in a way, but also different from his dad. Because while his dad could really be like a goofball, I don't know if Charlie would ever go that way, or if he would, it would be far more muted than some of the stuff we've seen Regal do over the years. But I love him, man. I hate that NQCC is kind of changing, but at least it's changing in a way that I'm like, kind of cautiously eyeing it because now Miles Bourne has left. It's not that the group itself disintegrated. Miles Bourne graduated. Graduation over disintegration, I guess. So I don't know if Miles Bourne's spot is going to be filled. I low key hope that it is. But we'll see. But yeah, Dempsey continues to be an interesting character. Obviously, a very proud man. I don't think he likes very much that Miles Bourne beat him, and maybe it'll give him even a little bit of a crisis, identity wise. But yeah, this is a guy that when he first came in, I'll be honest, I was tentative. I'm like, oh man, is he gonna be like just a really good technician, but almost have like that Brit Rest personality where it's like, grr, I work limbs and I'm mean and I'm nasty. But no, he's so much more than that. I love this dude. Honestly, if they would do more with him, and they may be getting ready to, I don't know. He'd be higher probably, but this seems like a good, respectable spot for him. I mean, again, he is in the top 5. So who is next on your list, bud?
My number 4 is the No Coder Catch crew, the whole group, all of them. And I know that Miles is no longer a part of the group, but he was for the vast majority of this grading period, so he gets tossed
Yes.
in there and included as well.
Yes.
Really, it's funny that you say you wish they did more with Tavion, and I do 100% agree with that. But I also wish they do more with Ren. Ren is so good. I love her frantic energy when she was trying to like go back and forth between Miles and Charlie during their match. I love that. She is so good, and she just gets this. Like she really does understand sort of the entertainment aspect of pro wrestling. I think that she's sort of like another like up and coming Chelsea Green type performer where she's good in the ring, but not like exceptional. She's really good in the ring though. But really the thing that stands out about her is just how committed to each character she plays that she is. She is a fantastic entertainer while being good enough at wrestling that she could get pushed to the moon, and only the really curmudgeonly AEW hardcores would bitch about it.
Yes, dude. As per usual, spot on. I agree with you 1000%. Is there anything else you want to say about NQCC before I move on to my
Oh
next
yeah,
pick?
I guess I kind of started focusing a little too much there on Ren because she's
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's why I wanted to check in with you before I took the
But
baton again,
no,
because I
yeah,
know I have a
you
tendency to do
everything you
that.
said about Charlie Dempsey, I absolutely concur. I love his personality. I love his sense of humor. He's great. Miles having this awesome like miracle Cinderella run was really cool to watch, even though I knew that it would end in Oba retaining. But you know, Oba retaining doesn't upset me either. And Tavion, my God, Tavion, I think Tavion's the type of dude that if we were ranking everyone individually, he would have probably still at least made my honorable mention. But I think he has the potential to be a guy that I would put at number one on the list. He is really fucking good, really talented, fantastic look. I loved his match with Mike Santana. That made me really like Mike Santana, but obviously I like Tavion, just a little bit more just because I'm more familiar with him and I've seen him more, and I do think that he is just this like pocket of raw potential that he could be an absolute stud if he would get the right presentation, really.
Absolutely, man. I'm so excited about this group. May I give my number 4?
Please do.
Okay, gotta rip the band-aid off. Number 4 for me is Obafemi. And
Oh,
I am gonna
okay.
be I'm gonna be very truthful about this straightforwardly. This is solely because, if I'm being honest, I'm bored with him on NXT. I'm
I
ready for him
understand
to
why
do
you'd
more
say
shit.
that. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Like I am ready for him to go and take what's his. I'm ready for him to have fresh competition. Now I will say, I'm psyched for his title match tonight, but I'm gonna be honest about that. I hope he loses. I hope he loses, and I hope he's the guy that Adam Pearce picks to be the final guy in the Fatal 4-Way this Monday for the King of the Ring tournament.
Who is Oba
Yeah, we
defending
need
against
to
tonight? I forget.
that LFG guy that won. His name escapes me, but you would know him because I know you like
Jasper
him. That guy,
Troy. I forgot about
Jasper
him.
Troy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's defending against Jasper tonight, and honestly, I hope Jasper shocks the world, like, and he wins. And Oba goes to fucking run. Now, do I think that's gonna happen? No,
No.
but I would love it. And then Oba goes to Raw on Monday, wins the 4-Way, and makes an immediate fucking impact. I mean,
I mean, that would just be like
again,
almost like the men's equivalent of what happened with Stephanie and JC.
exactly, exactly. I mean, bro, everything we've said about Oba, I want to make it crystal fucking clear to everybody. That has not changed. I have not changed my mind on anything. This again is merely I want him to finally fucking fight in the ocean. He's reduced NXT to a pool because he's beaten practically everybody. Like I really, I'm ready for him to do something different. So that's why like he's still top 5. I'm not insane, but I'm really ready for him to embrace new challenges because and I'm really I shouldn't even say him because I think if it was up to him, he would do it. I'm ready for WWE to be like, we're ready to use this guy. That's what it is. But he's still doing everything right. I love his promos. I love how he carries himself. The match with Miles, I love that he knows when to sell, when to be an obstacle. This dude fucking gets it.
Yep.
And I want him, like, Jesus Christ, I hate capitalism with a passion, but if we're going to live in it, I want this dude to win it. I want this dude to win capitalism, make a nice living, get his fucking bag, and make a goddamn legacy because he is the best of what pro wrestling can offer. And I'm ready to see him fucking offer it. So, yeah, I just wanted to really be clear because I know having him so low would almost seem blasphemous, but it really isn't about him. It's about how WWE is dragging their heels with him. Fucking pick up the pace, bitch. Anyway, who's next on your list?
Number 3 on my list is Dark State, another sort of act right now in NXT that I do feel like is being underutilized. I think that these dudes should have beaten Hank and Tank for the tag titles within like a week or two of Hank and Tank even winning those titles. I think that Dark State are, um, when they actually get to wrestle, they're fantastic, but I feel like they've barely wrestled since their first few matches. Like they had a few matches that led to the big like 3-on-3 match. I think it was like them. Was it them against Oba, Trick, and Javon? Am I remembering correctly?
Yes, yes, yes. You're
I
remembering
feel
correctly.
like that
Yes.
was like their peak, and they've been kind of downhill ever since. But it's not because of them. It's because they just aren't being used as much for some reason. I don't really understand it. And that match with Oba, Javon, and Trick, that was before this grading period started. Otherwise, I would have them ranked higher. But for this grading period, all that we have are Dion and Osiris versus Javon and Miles from NXT. back in April, and then they've wrestled 2 matches since then. One in May, and then one on last week's episode of NXT. But Saquon Sugars has not wrestled in any of these matches. Saquon Sugars has not wrestled since their match with the D'Angelo family at Stand and Deliver. That's the last time that we've seen Saquon Sugars in the wrestling ring, and it pisses me off because he's the fucking best one in the group, and he cuts the best promos in the group, and he's the best wrestler in the group, and he literally isn't getting used at all, and that's like the most tragic thing to me. Dion Lennox and Osiris Griffin have been in all 3 of their matches since WrestleMania weekend, basically during this grading period, and I love those guys. They're both great, especially Dion. Dion's fantastic. But I just feel like Saquon Sugars is being very much underutilized, really not utilized at all over the last couple months. And I want to see him more. But that being said, this group is still fantastic. They still have a lot of aura, and I just want them to be used more.
I'm so happy you said everything you said, because for one thing, it is kind of on me, because I know I've been a bit checked out with NXT towards the latter half of this grading period. But yeah, I thought like Dark State was being a bit muted, and I'm like, fucking why? This group is so cool, and I agree with you about sure. I mean, that dude is a fucking beast. How they still haven't won the NXT tag titles when they pinned one half of the NXT tag team champions, like, what is it now? Maybe even a month ago at this fucking point. I'm like, what are we doing? So yeah, that's why, to be perfectly honest, I don't even have Dark State on my list.
Yeah.
I want them to be used more consistently, because if they are, it's going to be so easy for me and for them to, to really have ascendancy. But regardless, I loved everything you said. You fucking killed it. Next on my list, number 3, Swipe Right.
Hey, there
what
you
is
go.
there? What is there? I mean, look,
wait,
they're
Swipe
better
Right,
looking
that's
than
just
ever.
the tag team, though.
That's true, because
that's not
again,
even
I
including
didn't
Jackson
do
Drake.
No, that's why I said I didn't do factions, but don't worry. But Swipe Right. I mean, look, they're better looking than everyone else. They're just better than everyone else. I used to think, oh, John, you're kind of handsome, I guess. But then Swipe Right happened, and I realized there was still more for me to achieve. My face has more to achieve. Think about that, people. These guys are fantastic. Brad Baylor, Ricky Smokes, like, what's so funny is I feel like they almost, and I'm going to articulate this horribly, I know it, but they almost have a universal quality where you could have transplanted them in the territories. They would have done well there, because I feel like they're kind of like a contemporary Midnight Express, what that tag team used to be, or Rock and Roll Express even.
I think Rock and Roll
where it's like,
Express might be more fitting. Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah, because like, oh, it's these heartthrobs that a mom should be scared of, when they're around their daughters, because their daughters, they might fall in love with them, and yeah, like that's this vibe. But I love again that it's contemporary, because Swipe Right makes you think Tinder, all that stuff. It's so good. It's pro wrestling stripped to its very quintessence in the most beautiful fucking way imaginable, and they can fucking work. What more can I ask for? Yeah, like, dude, get me those Evolve tag team titles and put them on fucking Swipe Right. You know it's the right thing, mainly because it's an idea that emanated from my face. Get to fucking work. God, I love these guys. I will say this. I don't know if either one of them has like singles potential. You'd have to give me maybe even a full calendar year to really watch these guys, which, believe me, I will take that year gladly. But if they are like an Usos, Young Buck situation where they're just tagging for so many fucking years, I will say I think they deserve a similar legacy to those really decorated tag teams. I want these guys to at the very least be 7 or 8-time tag team champions when their career is done. I mean, they are fantastic. I really have nothing bad to say about them right now, and I can't wait to see them evolve. Self-pop. Who's next on your list?
Number 2 on my list is Javon Evans.
Dude, yeah, you know what? I will say it's a crime he wasn't on my list. I'm not going to change it now this late in the game, but that's on me. He has been killing it, but you go. You said he's next on your list, so how have you been feeling?
So, this grading period, I have outwardly stated directly in the live wrestling discussion channel that I fucking love Javon Evans or that I love Javon Evans 3 different times. That's how much I love this dude. He's so good. He's so fun. He's got a great demeanor, in my opinion. I think that he has just a really good attitude in general. I love him in the ring, and I actually think he's an underrated promo. I think he's got a really good promo style because it's so natural and it works for him. Kind of like Jeff Hardy used to actually have. Like Jeff Hardy, I wouldn't say that Jeff Hardy's ever been an amazing promo, but I think that one of the biggest, most endearing things about Jeff when he was like rock star over was how real and natural his promos felt. And to me, that's Javon today. And Javon's better than Jeff ever was in the ring.
Yeah, 1000%. I love your analysis right now. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm loving Javon right now. He is who I want to beat Oba for the world title. Like, that's no questions asked. He's had Oba beat several times. He keeps getting close to getting that big win, and he keeps getting fucked over by not even just people. He's even been fucked over by a clock before. He's been fucked over by a clock. He's been fucked over by human beings. Like, this dude keeps, like, the world is out to prevent him from winning a world title, and that's all I want him to do is win a world title.
Dude, yes. Yeah, love your energy here and completely agree. And thank you for reminding me, too, that they've even kind of deliberately been telling the story of Javon almost beating Oba. NXT has to be aware of what they're doing here. I think you're onto something that he will be the one to beat Oba, but we shall see. Is there anything else you want to say about Javon?
I want to know who your number 2 is.
Well, let me turn off my Chris for this at the risk of whatever, because there is a lot going on right now.
I know who it is already.
Jackson Drake.
Yeah!
21 years old, part of the fastest rising fucking faction since Worldwide Underground, and the first ever men's, which he's always specified because he's fucking classy like that,
yes.
Evolve World Champion. Oh my, dude, I'm a little excited. I'm a little drunk on my own joy.
Nice.
And I want to put those caveats in before I want to put those caveats in before I say this. The more I think about Jackson Drake, he might be our generation's Randy Orton without being a Randy Orton tribute act. Because Randy Orton came into the business really young, and he got a lot of shit right away. Jackson Drake is 21 years old, and it's amazing the shit this dude already gets. I'm telling
you.
What do you mean? Really, about what part specifically?
Where's he catching shit from? Who's giving him shit?
No, I said, wait, let me run that because I might have cut out from Chris. I'm saying he's already getting so much shit right away. Like, he's understanding the business so young, is what I'm saying.
You mean,
Yeah. I'm glad I paused that because no, we're in a good.
No, it's when you said getting shit. I thought you meant like getting like criticism because I thought that could apply to Orton too.
Yeah, no, not as far as I know yet. But no, I just think in terms of like the innate talent. I'm telling you, I get Randy Orton vibes from this dude. And I know I've been making weird comparisons the last, like, year or so. I mean, Jada Parker with Stone Cold, and now Jackson Drake with Orton. But especially the Jackson Drake and Orton comparison, I stand on that. To be only 21 and to get as much about the business as he does already, and being a decent promo, arguably better than Orton was when he started, although he very quickly found his voice in Evolution. And really even before that, the RNN updates were hilarious. You know, he's great, man. He's great. And really, I have to thank you, too, because you even pointed out in ways how great he is that I didn't even notice, you know, in that four-way when him and Shawn Legacy pinned Keanu Carver and he's burying his knee in Shawn Legacy's back. I didn't notice that. You did. But that's what I mean about the little shit that he gets. I think he's a solid talker. I think he could be an even better talker with experience and maturity, you know, as he gets older. Especially because Vanity Project won't be forever. And I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to this guy's next 5 gimmicks, let alone just his next one. To be so excited, not just about a performer, but just the totality of their career, what their legacy is going to be. That's low-key the feeling I get with Jackson Drake. I love the name of his finisher, the Unaliving. Like, that might just be, now that he's a world champion too, depending on how his first reign goes, that might just be my finisher of the year. Because I fucking love everything about that. The look of it, the name of it, everything. I love that he's in Vanity Project, like in a way, because he is like a good looking dude, but in another way, just with how he handles business, like he doesn't feel like he belongs there. Because the faction low key gives Goober energy, but in the most endearing way. Believe me, fucking love Vanity Project. But yeah, he's everything that longtime wrestling fans that again, because you and I have so many years between us, you get excited about pro wrestling when you see guys like Jackson Drake. He's wonderful, and I'm so happy for him that he's the first ever men's world champion in Evolve, and I really hope it's a long title reign. He's terrific. So who is next on your list, man?
I do just want to say I love now. I'm glad that you brought up the Goober side of the Vanity Project because something about them does remind me a little bit of Undisputed Era if they just turned the cheese up even more.
Yes, dude, for sure.
Because the Undisputed Era were already like these like middle-aged white dudes trying to recapture college frat boy vibes. But the Vanity Project are just college frat boys. Like there's no need, there's no middle-aged anything about these guys. They are that age. They are like college-aged guys. But the difference is between what you would expect from college-aged guys and the Vanity Project is that they are all incredible wrestlers. Like maybe not like on the level of like a Roderick Strong or a Kyle O'Reilly or an Adam Cole, but like I would say like 90 to 95% as good as they were when they showed up in NXT at least. You know, like they're fantastic. Like I'm blown away by how crazy good these guys are in the ring and the fact that they were like relative unknowns, I would say, before going to Evolve is that much more insane to me because, like, Undisputed Era, those guys were fucking known. Those guys were like ROH everything, PWG everything, New Japan everything before getting signed by NXT. The Vanity Project, it's like NXT was like doing some hardcore scouting because they found these guys and they're like, where did these guys come from? Is what I want to know. You know, it's like crazy. I know Jackson Drake came from the same place Javon came from, which is a promotion in North Carolina called Firestar Pro Wrestling. But man, that's just they're just so good. My number one
Before we
though.
move on to
Oh
your next, I just want to say one thing before you move on. I'm so sorry to cut you
sure,
off. I
no no.
love that you compared them to Undisputed Era because that like made my brain lit up. And now because of you, this is your fault. I need Vanity Project to have a parking lot segment where they're starting their car and their theme is playing, like when Undisputed Era was bumping to their own theme in the car as they were driving off. I need that now because that just would be perfect. But yes, please. Who is next on your list?
Uh, Next on my list is number one. That's Oba Femi. I have not changed. I know that you're sick of him in NXT, but I am not. I'm not sick of Oba in anything that gets me to see him every week. He is so fucking good. I mean, you even praised the hell out of him talking about how he just gets it and he's this good and he's good at this and that. And like, yeah, those are the reasons why he's number one on my list because he is that good. And I don't think that I am as eager as you to see him go to the main roster because I'm just not as like I'm a little bit scared honestly that Oba will be treated like just another guy on the main roster and he's not treated as just another guy in NXT and that's a huge reason why I think that he works so well is because he isn't just another guy. He is this generation's fucking Batista. He is exceptional. He is incredible and to treat him as anything less would just upset me and make me sad. And that's what I'm worried about with him on the main roster. So I'm enjoying what we've got while we've got it in NXT with him being the king of the fucking universe. And I loved his match with Miles. I'm looking forward to his match with Jasper Troy tonight. Now that you reminded me that that's who his opponent was. Um, you know what? Didn't he have another title defense other than Miles in the last couple months?
Outside of the triple threat with Trick and Javon, I don't think so,
No, I
bro.
guess
Not that I
not.
remember.
No, he did. I mean, you mentioned already the match with Charlie Dempsey. That was fun as hell too. Even though it wasn't for the title,
Yes.
that was a really good match. So yeah, Oba has literally only wrestled 2 matches during this rating period, but they were both great, and his presence demands number one in my opinion. So yeah, he's my number one. Who's your number one? I gotta know.
I'm really happy with this number one because man, did they earn it. Soul Ruka is actually my number one in
Oh, I
NXT.
love that. Love that for you. Yes.
I admittedly like making me feel like a kid again because I'm definitely crushing on her too. Sol Ruka is great. I love her energy. There's just this warmth that she exudes, but she's also so fucking good in the ring. Like I think I'm definitely botching your words, and I really apologize for that because your face should always be treated with accuracy and respect. But I think you were saying like when she was defending the title against Kalani, like that you were amazed at like she's so tall but she does like the high flying shit so well. And that's such like if you're gonna have this like PWG wrestling style almost become the conventional wrestling style in 2025, what better way to really succeed at it than being tall at the same time? Because we always say that's the thing in WWE that stops people from really succeeding.
Yep.
And Soul is doing both. Like she's
More.
part
I
of
will
this
say
new
that
age.
more applies to the men than the women, but I do think that it does apply to the women to a certain degree as well.
Like, dude, she should be a main roster women's world champion if she ever gets the call
Oh
up.
my
Like,
god.
I
I
see
Dude,
no,
I've even
yeah,
said just during this grading period, Sol Ruka is a future WrestleMania main eventer.
yeah, dude, she's fucking nuts. Like, and again, I have to thank you because part of the great period too was her WWE speed match because she is the women's speed champion against Ivy Nile. And that was a great match too. She's getting better and better. I love her look. I'm enjoying the story with Zarya because I'll tell you, I think Soul's gonna get a lot of babyface sympathy when Zarya beats the shit out of her. But then again, hey, this is TwitWoW and this is John. I've made predictions about people beating the shit out of other people a lot. They don't always come to pass, so I can't guarantee that. But if it does happen, like I think that'll make Soul like a surefire babyface. I love that she's got this, although still, to be honest, I'd love to see her mix it up for the NXT Women's Championship, which feels more likely now that Julia and Stephanie and all the really heavy hitters have cleared out. Because honestly, I do think Jordan Grace has been muted like a little bit. Like I
Oh
could
my
see
god, yeah.
Sol Ruka a situation where Sol Ruka beats Jordan Grace. That doesn't feel insurmountable anymore.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, like I'm definitely keeping my eye on Sol. I'm loving that she's women's North American champion. I'm just every time she competes, I get so excited to see it because she, again, I mean, to being number one, I think it's pretty fucking obvious when I say she's one of my favorite acts in NXT and maybe even the company. Like I just smile when I see her. I love that she holds the title like a surfboard. It's great. I think she's like the best. Again, like you think about any childhood favorites, because I loved RVD growing up, and she's got RVD vibes. But I think she's like a better RVD in a way, because it's like it's more muted in the right areas. I don't know, man. I just she was somebody that I've always liked. I'm like, yeah, Soul's cool, but lately, man, she has really kicked it up several notches, and I'm like, she is can't miss TV for me for sure. I'm really loving her, but. All right. Yeah, yeah. You said Oba was your
I
number one. You opened the yeah.
I just
Oh,
really
please
want
go.
to I just really want to talk about and really emphasize how fucking cool it is that our NXT lists are both so young.
Yes.
Because like the oldest person that you had in your top 10, and this is including honorable mention, was Stephanie Vicaire, and she's not even in NXT anymore. She moved up.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the only two people in my whole top 10 over the age of 30 are Mike Santana, who's only here for a little bit, and Ricky Saints, who's also allegedly getting called up. Like NXT is in its youth era right now, and I am fucking loving it because it's not like when it first went to 2.0 where it was a bunch of young, new, green shitters that might eventually get good or might just stay bad forever. We are in an era right now where everyone is young, and most of the everyone that's young is also really fucking good at this. Because like Oba is 25, Javon is 21, Soul is 25, Jackson Drake is 21. Swipe right, those guys are in their young 20s. Charlie Dempsey's only 28. No quarter catch for like, Tavion, I think, is in his 20s. Miles might be in his 20s as well. I have to look. Miles Born is 26. Like Tatum Paxley's in her 20s. Sol Ruka, I already mentioned, 25. Lash Legend, I mentioned Lash Legend. She literally came to WWE from the WNBA, but she wasn't in the WNBA for very long. She's only 28 years old. Like our NXT experience is so good, and it's good in spite of the fact that the roster is so ridiculously young.
Yes. Yes, dude, excellent points all around. And now we shift to a weird place because I don't hate Joshi, but putting this list together, I'm like, this might be the most confused and mad I've been about Joshi in a minute because we're doing
Honestly,
Marigold
dude,
next.
putting these lists together really made me think that we need to start paying attention to other Joshi promotions because Stardom ain't cutting it. And Marigold, you can tell Marigold is on the rise. You can tell that it's got upward momentum, but it's still just kind of there. Like it's not really exciting to me yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Um,
the most exciting thing to me about Marigold right now is the Marvelous Invasion.
yes, yes, definitely,
Which,
definitely.
like, why aren't we just watching Marvelous, right?
Yeah, really, at that point, absolutely.
So
Um,
let's talk Stardom though. You get to go first here for your honorable mentions.
okay, yeah, actually, I had my lists out of order. Thank goodness they're just done regardless. So we're doing Stardom next. So 10 for me, Yuna Mizumori. 9, Saki Kashima. 8, Hanako. 7, Starlight Kid. And 6, Emma Maishima, one of the new rookies. When I say the rookies really made me feel alive, I'm not fucking kidding.
Yeah,
So Maishima, yeah, is number 6 for me.
I
Who are
love
in
that.
your honorable mentions for Stardom?
I will say I did not have Emma Maishima, on my list at all, but I did have Furusawa on my list. And spoiler alert, she's not in my honorable mentions. Number 10, Hazuki. She has fallen that far. And I do want to say, this was really difficult because I feel like Hazuki hasn't been doing anything by herself lately, and that makes it hard to rank her highly. But also because she's been working so much with Koguma, and like FWC is doing like a whole ass reunion tour, both in and out of Stardom. Like they are currently tag team champions for another promotion that's not Stardom. And God, I just hate FWC so much. So Hazuki is all the way at the bottom of my honorable mentions. 9, Tomoka Inaba. 8, Azusa Inaba. 7, Aya Sakura. And then 6 is Lady C.
All right. 5 for me. Sorry, just having a good stretch there, everybody. 5 for me is Furusawa.
Yeah, same.
I
I had her
think
at
she's
5 as well.
fucking dope.
Yep.
Yeah, like Stardom is in a weird place when a rookie already having what, bro, that we've seen her 2, maybe 3 matches is
I think it's
already
been at
number
least
5 for
3.
both of us. Yeah, like Jesus, tap dancing Christ. But I love how she works already. I love her look. Um, I really hope that she could be like Stardom Zack Saber Jr. Because I love how like she picks a leg to get into an ankle lock, and I'm wondering what other submissions she could develop over time. Yeah, she's fucking cool. She is fucking cool, and I would love to see her. I think we even talked about this in a recent Stardom reaction. I'd love to see her and Hanan stars. To get a fucking heavy hitter like that, a future prospect, that like, no, this is going to be a return on investment that's going to be fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Hanan's gonna be like, yeah, I'm playing 4D chess, motherfuckers.
I think we have
But yeah,
actually watched 4 Furusawa matches because we watched her debut against Hanan. And then her next match was Hanan, Momokogo, and Saya Ida. So we might have skipped that one versus Hina, Inaba, and Furusawa. Then it was Kashima, Inaba, and Waka. And I know we watched this one because it was weird that Waka was teaming with God's Eye versus Furusawa, Hanan, and Kogo. I know we watched that. And then her match on New Blood, it was her and Maishima, the 2 rookies, versus Aya Sakura and Sayaka Kurara. And we watched that. So we've seen at least 3 matches of her, if not 4.
yes. And dude, what an impression she has already made. But you said she was also number 5 for you, so please take it away, man.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about her right now?
I think when somebody shows up as a brand new rookie and is immediately doing more advanced techniques and really I think the transition game is what really gets my attention the most is how smooth and seamless her transitions between moves is. She's already good at selling, she's already good at bumping. Her technical game is on point and she's got really good strikes. I also that's another thing that rookies usually are scared to throw to really lay it in with their strikes. Furusawa does. Furusawa's already got that down. She's great at it. So yeah, I think the sky is kind of the limit with her because it's not like she's severely lacking in anything either. Like she's not super tiny, small or anything. She is, um, she's just got a lot going on for her. She's 5'3". I just looked it up. Um, yeah, man, she's a really exciting rookie. She's like Stardom's best shot at winning Rookie of the Year, given the existence of Seri Yamaoka and Marigold.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Love how you punctuated that. 4 for me, Lady C.
Nice.
I've
Glad
just
she
been
made your
loving
list.
watching her work. Yeah,
She's
I've been
been on a
loving
roll.
watching her work lately. Yeah, definitely. I've been loving watching her work lately. I've been loving how she's employing big boots and really using her size in this
Yeah.
way. Yeah, I hope the push continues, but I don't really have many high expectations. Again, like you and I said, like you look at the state of at least the Joshi we're consuming right now, and it's in such a weird place. But yeah, Lady C is definitely doing it for me when she's in the ring. Who is next on your list?
Number 4 for me was Mei Seira. She
Nice.
yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I've always really liked her, and I think I've had her ranked higher than this before, but she still is just such a workhorse and such a fantastic wrestler. Um, Plus, I will say she did have a pretty interesting emotional journey during this grading period because it was the Suzu Suzuki betrayal and then Suzu leaving to form um, Mi Vida Loca. So that was all like, that weighed more on Mei Seira than anyone else. And like she put in the work. She had that. I thought that their hardcore match was really fucking good, despite the fact that it was literally like, let's open the match with just enough hardcore shit to bleed so that we're bleeding throughout the rest of the match. And then we'll just wrestle a normal match once we get into the ring after the first like 5 minutes. Despite that, I still thought that was a really good match. And yeah, May is just really fantastic and, great high speed champion. I wish she'd be able to defend that title more. I want to see her defend the high speed title more. But yeah, man, as far as May Sarah goes, I'm a fan. She's been doing great work lately, and Stardom was really difficult to come up with this year, or this grading period. So she lands at 4.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, brother. You ain't kidding. 3 for me, Aya Sakura, actually.
Aya Sakura,
Um,
nice. I had her at 7, basically.
yeah, I've been enjoying watching her work. I'm enjoying the striking game of her, and I think she's pretty fucking fantastic. So I think I even said on a recent Stardom reaction, I think it was when we were doing New Blood, the most recent New Blood, I could see her challenging for the Wonder title by the end of the year. And that would actually be a matchup, especially if Kid is the champion. That would get me out of bed because Sakura, she's really cooking right now, and I'm curious how far she can take it. So yeah, she's number 3 for me again, just because Stardom is just it's such a weird kind of place. Honestly, can I say something too, like related, but also kind of weird that I'm saying this now? I was looking over the roster last night because I wanted to know for Osawa's like full name and stuff, and I wanted to make sure that I got the names right. And like I miss Ami Sourei, man. Like I feel
Dude,
like
I
somebody
have
like
the
Ami Sourei.
fucking amazing news. She's back. She's gonna have her return match this month.
Amazing. Amazing. I think Stardom really needs her right now.
Yeah.
And so yeah, great to have her back. But yeah, Aya Sakura doing good things. Who's next on your list?
I struggled hard with the order of my numbers 2 and 3, and I basically landed on the conclusion of I'm ranking the person that I personally like more at number 2, even if the person who's number 3 I could probably admit is more objectively like consistent in the ring and stuff. So my number 3 ended up being Starlight Kid. I had her at 2 for a while.
Nice.
I went back and forth on whether I wanted Kid at 2 or 3. I landed on Kid being at 3 because the performer that I have at number 2, this is a fandom list, and my number 2 currently, who's I ended up ranking above Kid, I just really fucking like her, and I'm just a big fan of hers, and like we watch almost all of her matches because of how much I love her, and I don't think that you're gonna have her in your top 2. So I'm assuming that it's more of a one-sided thing. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. She might be in your top 2, and you might surprise me. But number 3 for me ended up being Starlight Kid because it's interesting with Starlight Kid because I've struggled to really connect with her for a long time. I've never like I've never seen Starlight Kid as like absolute favorite, like she's fucking amazing type. But over the last couple months, I've really started to really appreciate her in the ring more. I fucking hated her match with Azami at All Star Grand Queendom for the Wonders title. I fucking hated it. I thought it was awful. And it's a shame that I have to say that because the first 75% of the match, maybe even the first 80% of the match, I really enjoyed. I thought it was really good. But that entire sequence to close the match out, the ending sequence, the last like 7 or 8 minutes of the match, maybe 5 minutes of the match even, were so bad in my opinion with the lack of selling, with the kickouts of finishers, with the early kickouts of finish. Like, hated it so much. But I'm starting to see a pattern where I think that that is more of an Azami thing than a Kid thing because Azami really admires and wants to model herself after Will Ospreay, and that is a Will Ospreay thing.
Oh
So
God, you're so right.
yeah,
Oh God.
so I am attempting to be a little bit more forgiving towards both of them, but more towards Kid because again, I do think that the shit that I hated about that match was coming more from Azami than Kid. Um, like Kid has wrestled a lot of other really good matches during this grading period, and I think that trying to kind of mentally separate her from Azami as much as I can, which is a difficult task because they're basically joined at the hip for the last decade. Because it started out that they were rivals, and then they become like fucking heated, like hate each other, like faction war between Queen's Quest and and Oedo Tai. And now they're faction mates and best friends and teammates and stuff. So like it's weird to trying to like not think of them as like a unit basically. But I do think that Starlight Kid has a lot more going for her than Azami. I think that Azami is in a little bit of a hole that I want to see her dig out of or have someone help her dig out of because her looking up to Will Ospreay and wanting to model her game after him is going to lead to nothing good. I mean, unless she really wants to go to AEW, in which case she's set, which might happen. She's worked for AEW already and Ring of Honor, so you never know. She might pull a Mina and just leave and go there. I don't know. But Starlight Kid, I think, is much more true to like the Joshi style rather than Will Ospreay American kick out and sell no sell everything style. And for that I do appreciate her. I've started to realize that she is a little more athletic, I think, than I used to give her credit for. I used to think that she was very unathletic and that she was doing like the easiest, least challenging flippy shit imaginable, so that people would see her as more of like a luchador because she wears a mask. But I'm starting to realize more recently that she is a little bit more athletic than I give her credit for. And I think that she is very inconsistent with her psychology, but I think that comes down to who her opponent is, which tells me that she's very like generous and giving and is willing to work the way that her opponent wants to work. And I love that in a wrestler too. So props to Kid. Number three. I'm curious now if you have any comments on the Kid pick, feel free. But otherwise, I want to know who your number two is.
Man, the discourse continues, but I'm about to show my whole ass. Cause here's the thing.
Oh no!
You are yeah, no, because you are 1000% right, and it's sinking in for me, and I'm like, fuck. Because I had Azumi at 2,
Oh
but
my god! I'm so
ev-
sorry.
no, don't apologize for being right. Because I'm so tempted in real time to swap out. Because remember, I had Kid at number 7. I'm tempted to swap out Azumi and Kid and put Azumi at 7 because God, she does. Like I'm seeing, it's like you opened the Matrix to me, and you like shoved what is it? The blue pill's the liberatory one, right? So you shoved the fucking blue pill
The blue
in my
pill is
fucking
where you
mouth. Or
go
no, it was
back
the
to the
red pill.
menial real life. Yeah, the red pill is
Yeah,
the liberatory one.
yeah. No, you shoved the liberatory pill in my mouth. Because no, I think actually I will. This is the first time I've ever done this in Fave Five history. I think I am gonna make a switch. I'm gonna put Azumi at 7 because she originally was at 2, and I will put Kid at 2 because, to be honest, I was angry at Kid for this match, and I'm like, I feel like I'm kind of cooling off. But then the more I think about it, and the more I think about like what you said, and then I think about Azumi, how she talks about Osprey, and Osprey talks about Azumi. Which, God, I hope that stays like a mentor-mentee kind of platonic thing, because it's pro wrestling, and pro wrestling's fucking weird.
I
I
mean,
don't know. I get
Osprey's
uneasy.
wife just got signed by AEW. You sure would hope that nothing would happen past that.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. But you and I know, hey, my concerns aren't entirely unfounded. This is a seedy, scummy fucking business. So I hope, right, that it all stays above board.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that match annoyed the fuck out of me, which it shouldn't, because I really do like both people, which is why they're at least both on the list in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that you defended Kid, and it really spoke to a part of me, because I mean, I will never forget the Fave Five where Kid was #1, and I went on this old diatribe about how she's just so fucking good, and I hope she's a future world champion. And I feel like that feeling has started to wither away in me. But she is still really a phenomenal talent, especially in a time when I feel like Stardom needs to find itself again. I don't really even know, like, maybe this is hyperbolic on my part. I mean, but I feel like Stardom in a way almost doesn't have an identity right now. It's just like, oh, here are all these Joshi women that we have wrestle, do something. And I don't know. I feel like Kid maybe could be a part of Stardom's identity if it finds itself again. Her and my #1, who's only #1 again by the skin of their teeth, because not even anything from them, but because Stardom's just in such a weird fucking place right now. But yeah, you've made me think that maybe I'm attributing blame and ill will, in the wrong places. And Azumi, I don't want to come down too hard on her either, but like Osprey, really? Really? Fuck. So yeah, I'll make Kid #2, but really I can't top what you said. I think that was one of the best breakdowns you've ever had on here, to the point where you gave me a fucking crisis, and I'm like, did I do everything wrong? Yeah, you did. And I could be big enough to say it, because I was getting ready to really blame Kid for the match and kind of glaze Azumi, but then you're just like, no. Follow the bruv crumbs, fucking
Oh
all the way
no.
back to Osprey shit ass.
Oh,
I hate him so much.
dude.
Like, I have an
Oh.
irrational hatred of that man. Like,
I was watching. You know what? I'm gonna save this for when we get into our other list. But I have shit to say about him too, for sure.
I actually am excited to get to other, because I kind of tried on this, at least with like 3 of the picks. The other 2, I'm like, I've seen enough of you. I could slot you in here. Yeah, my #1 I can't wait to talk about. But yeah, Kid, keep doing what you're doing. I just want her. I think another reason too why I like it's a week 2 for me. One, because mainly because of your argumentative prowess, you and your amazing fucking face. But also, like, the Wonder Rain in general has been kind of meh. This is not the Rain I
Yeah,
wanted for Kid at all.
yeah.
Um,
That's not her fault though. That's a lot more on how
and you're
she's
right,
being
it
booked.
isn't.
Yeah.
It isn't. You know what? This is just my prejudice against veiled faces finally coming around to Starlight Kid, and that is unacceptable.
Oh no.
Do better, me. But yeah, that's fuck. You kind of checkmated me there. I don't even
Oh
really know what to say. I'm low key hiding my own face, which is something it
no!
should
Don't
never do.
hide. No.
But no, man, no. I really appreciate you. I do, because I think you've sobered me up, and you've given me perspective on this. But it really does, like, if I could just say one thing, even though I should be talking about Kid because she is my #2, this is about Azumi. This does make me concerned for her future, or at the very least, our fandom for her in the future, because I don't want to hate Azumi, bro, but if this is the person she's patterning herself after, that could happen.
Yeah.
I could be like, I hate watching Azumi matches, which doesn't even sound right coming out of my mouth. There is no good mouthfeel there. So yeah, hopefully Kid stays on a good path. Maybe Kid can save Azumi from this path and be like, no, Osprey is gross. You should do this together. What do you mean? He's cool. No, he's weird. But we'll see. Anyway, who is next on your
Awesome.
list?
He's like, but Starlight Kid. What about all the stars?
Yeah.
It's in your name. You should want stars too. I want stars. I mean, the stars. We got a 5-star match when Dave Meltzer decided to watch Joshi for the first time in a few years. That one time. I want more. I'm addicted to the stars now.
I don't even know who that is. I'm just minding my own business as Wonder Champion. Fuck. Fuck. It's all happening. I've seen things I don't want to see. Oh, God. Reality is poison. Fuck. All right. All
All
right. Who's
right.
next on your list?
#2 on my list, who I had at #3, but I switched around because I just straight up like her a lot, is Momo Kogo. I fucking love Momo Kogo. She is wonderful. She is a damn good wrestler. She is precious and the cutest 40-year-old woman I've ever seen in my life. and I just want to watch all of her matches. And it's unfortunate that she's on a faction that 1/3 of it is Saya Ida, because that makes it a lot harder to watch her matches because she doesn't get singles matches very often. I really hope she's in the 5-star this year, but unfortunately, that's very unlikely to happen. So as much as I wish it would happen, I will not allow myself to actually get my hopes up that it will happen. But yeah, Momo Kogo is, I mean, this is a Fave Fives, and I do genuinely think that she might be my favorite current wrestler in Stardom right now, which is why she made number 2.
First of all, okay, I love that your defense of a number 2 spot included the phrase "she's precious." I am living for that because you know what? That is reason enough. That is reason enough as far as I'm concerned. And you're absolutely right. Kogo's fantastic. I unfortunately did not have her in my list this grading period because my number 1 is of course
Anon.
Hanan.
Yeah.
Seen a little of her this grading period, but you know what? It's still enough. I'm excited for her story. I'm excited for her stars and seeing that come together. I'm just excited for her to take this fucking company and make it suck less. I mean, fuck me.
Dude,
You know, let's
it's
get to it.
interesting with Hanan because I do think that she is the future, but it feels a
Yes.
lot like Stardom wants her to be the present, and I just don't see her as being on that level yet. I think she'll get there maybe within like 2 or 3 years, but right now it just really feels like Stardom wants her to be like able to carry the company almost, and she's just not on that. Like, I honestly think there is a very, very real possibility that Hanan ends up being the one that beats Kamitani for the red belt. I think that's a real possibility. I think it's very possible Hanan wins the 5-star this year and then goes on to beat Kamitani for the red belt. I think that would be foolish. I think that would be putting too much on the back of someone who's not ready for it yet, but I do think that she's a great performer. She's got a lot of upside and a lot of potential. I just think that right now she is a really good upper mid carder who's not ready for the main event scene yet.
Yeah, they are trying to hyperbolic time chamber that shit. It's like, we need you to be the top person now. But I was having fun. Can we go at our own pace? No, we need you to be ready now. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well, it feels
Well,
like they're doing that with Kid to a certain degree too, because they have Kid with the white belt. I think Hanan beating Kid for the white belt would make a lot more sense than beating Kamitani for the red belt. Kamitani, dude, if they would say fuck it with this fucking goth Saya Dark Phoenix bullshit and let her go back to being the Golden Phoenix and be a babyface again, she would be the one that carries the company into the future. She would be the face of the company. She would be the icon, the fucking ace that Stardom needs so fucking badly right now. But they're so committed to her being their Rhea Ripley and being their like goth mommy that they're just gonna keep her heel and have her keep cheating in all of her fucking matches, and I hate it.
it is incredible how Stardom has really refined its skill in snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah.
It is amazing. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, now we move on to the somewhat better, but still oddly putting this list together. I realize the weird place that I'm in with Marigold as
Wait, you're
well.
moving on. I didn't give my
Marigold.
number 1 yet.
Oh, you didn't give your number 1, right? Of course. See, I do that once every fucking Fave 5. I'm like, I'm gonna be good this time. We're already getting through so much of the list. I am sorry, sir. Please, who is your number 1?
Well, it's funny because you mentioned that we haven't watched a whole lot of Hanan during this rating period. We haven't watched a whole lot of my number 1 either, but she was still the best thing in Stardom for the grading period, in my opinion. Micah.
You know what? Because she's going to take that well-deserved time off. I really didn't think about her, but you're right. She was still enough a part of this grading period to count. That's an excellent pick, man.
Yeah,
Excellent
because
pick.
she had the match with Big Hash during this grading period.
Yes, yes.
And she also had a few other tag matches afterwards as well. Like she was still working tag matches and stuff for like a week or two after the match with Big Hash. And we watched a bunch of those. I know we watched her and Waka versus Hina and Lady C. Actually, I think we did. Her and Waka versus Azami and Miyu, O2 Wine. Um, she was still like working matches and stuff after the big hash match, and the big hash match alone was probably enough to qualify her for my Fave Five, because that match was a borderline match of the year candidate. Honestly, it was fantastic. But yeah, Micah is, I think, the heart and soul of Stardom, and the fact that she's going to be gone for as long as she is heartbreaking and devastating for Stardom. Like, it's unbelievable that they lost Mina, Micah, and Mayu all within like a few weeks of each other. That's unbelievable, honestly. That's like, how do you recover from that? And I think that my answer would be Saya Kamitani going face and being the face of the company. But obviously, they're going to have to come up with something different, because they're not going to do that. So have fun getting creative. But yeah, Micah was number one for me on my Stardom Fave 5. Miss her. And this is the last time she's going to be on any Fave 5s for quite a while, because she's going to be gone for quite a while. So I wanted to take advantage of the ability to still include her and put her right there at number one.
Yeah, you know what? And we're all better for you having done that, and I appreciate it. Now we're on to our Marigold list again. Marigold in a weird place, because you're right. They're definitely in a state of ascendancy with everything going on for them.
Yeah.
But I'm putting this list together, and I'm like, maybe it's because we're waiting on that pay-per-view, and I feel like Marigold memories are kind of fading for me already. Because
that's a big thing, is that we haven't watched Marigold in over 2 weeks at this point. So it's tough when it's like not right there in your recent memory like that.
And that's really, I learned something about myself putting this list, well, not the Marigold list specifically, but just the Fave 5 overall list together, like each category, is that I'm very much a recency guy with these.
Yeah.
Unless something you did very early in the grading period really sticks out in my memory, I'm thinking like the last month. What did these people do?
Right.
So yeah, Marigold was hard for me for that reason as well. But enough chatter. 10 Koki Amare, who
whoa. I'm going first on this one for honorable mention.
Oh, you're going first on this. Okay. All right. You go first.
Number 10, Takumi Iroha. Number
Nice.
9, she had one match and it was great. She was awesome. Number 9, Kizuna Tanaka. Number 8, Seri Yamaoka. Number 7, Victoria Yuzuki. And number 6, Mirai.
Okay. 10 for me, Koki Amare, who I should say, it's insane to me that she is back already, and I'm still very worried about her, but that's none of my business, I guess. 9, Victoria Yuzuki. 8, Kizuna Tanaka. 7, Nagisa Nozaki. 6, Miku Aono.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm very surprised by some of these picks. Like, I'm shocked that you had Kizuna Tanaka higher than me, but I had Victoria Yuzuki higher than you. That's crazy.
Yeah, Kizuna's been doing great stuff. Just hope that she's healthy, because I don't know. I think she has recovered from that back issue, hopefully. But yeah, she's got upside. But since you went first, I gotta mind my manners and my horses. You go first, sir, with your number 5 for Marigold.
Yeah, my number 5 is not even an official member of the Marigold roster. My number 5 is your current Twin Star champions, Magenta.
Nice.
Maria and Riko Kawahata. Maria would definitely rank higher if I had to rank them separately, but I figure, you know what? I like Kawahata. I think she's been doing really good work too in Marigold. And so yeah, I'll just rank them as a team. They are the current Twin Star champions. They both had fantastic performances in that 5-on-5 elimination match, especially Maria. Maria was able to eliminate 3 women before getting eliminated, and Kawahata was able to eliminate, if I remember correctly, was it Aono or Shozuki? John, help me out.
I thought it was Shozuki.
I'm gonna find an answer. God damn it.
Yeah.
But regardless, I've really enjoyed both of them, and I really like Maria just individually. But Kawahata has shown me a lot too. I think she's been really good as well. So
Yes.
really good stuff.
All right. 5 for me.
It was Aono, by the way. It was Aono that Kawahata went to TLD with. So yeah.
Okay.
That cleared the way for the final matchup being Takumi Iroha versus Chika Goto. Oh Lord, that was a weird one.
Yeah, it was. 5 for me, Natsumi Shozuki. What more really needs to be said? Amazing technician, great striker. You could put the world title on her, and I would not bat an eye. I definitely think she's as legit as they come. And yeah, I just fucking love watching her work. Who is next on your list?
Same. I had Shozuki up next, which not the same because you had her at 5, I had her at 4. But yeah, I also had Shozuki right here, and yeah, she's fantastic. She's an amazing technician, amazing striker. I love her sort of like killer instinct. I call her a killer all the time because of that. I think that she's a really, really good, like, one of those wrestlers that makes it feel real type wrestlers. And I love that shit. That's really good to me. I love that. So, yeah, let's get into your number 4, bud.
All right. Number 4 for me is oh god, oh there we go. Sari Yamaoka. Um,
Nice.
very, very exciting prospect. I fully expect her to make it to the finals of the Dreamstar Grand Prix this year.
Yep.
Um,
She's going to win her
and
block. I think we've been saying that for a while.
yeah, whether she wins the whole thing or not, honestly, for me,
Doubt it.
jury's still out. I'm leaning towards loss,
Yeah.
but stranger things have happened. I mean, it's pro fucking wrestling. You know, who am I to say? But yeah, she's
I
she's a
mean,
beast.
do you think Rossi regrets having Mayu win the 5-star back in 2018 over Utami? Because I don't.
I don't either, but again, like to keep my mind open. So I agree that I think she will ultimately lose, but I think she's gonna have a dominant showing. We will see.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's an absolute beast. Love watching her in the ring. So glad this stuff with Nane is over because we know at this pay-per-view it was like Nane's retirement, which actually went over the world title. Fuck you forever, Nane. I hate you so much. You won't be missed.
The
And
good
now
news is,
Yamaoka.
and I can say this because we're not going to watch the match, Miku at least beat her.
Yes, as it fucking should be. Um, I am so glad Yamaoka can focus on her singles career now, which is what fucking
Yes.
matters. And if you ever win the Twin Star Tag titles again, win it with somebody that doesn't suck and actually belongs in the ring with you. So yeah, I'm really excited for Yamaoka's future now that the absolute tumor known as Nanae Takahashi is out of the fucking way. It's been excised from the body of Sarah Yamaoka's career. So, who is next on your list?
Number 3, and I'm wondering if we share this even. My number 3 is Rhea Seto.
Oh, no, we don't, but
Okay.
great pick all the same.
Yeah. Rhea Seto has really stepped up to me. I mean, I've always been kind of partial to her just because she has a really cool, unique look, and I really appreciate a unique look in pro wrestling. But man, having a great look can only take you so far, and her actual skill in the ring is fantastic. It's amazing. She's phenomenal. She's really, really good at this. And that's not really something that I would have expected because she kind of came in as an undercard, like borderline comedy jobber, and like she's an astounding wrestler. She's such a good wrestler. I think she is currently a legitimate candidate for underutilized talent of the year 2025 simply because she should be, tying it up with the Utami's, Aono's, Shozuki's, Mirai's, especially like the upper mid carders like your Yuzuki's and your Chikagotos and your Nagisas of the world. And meanwhile, she spends most of her time wrestling like the Minamis, Yuki and Komomo. And like, I just don't understand why she isn't treated as a higher in the card performer like she should be. But she keeps plugging away at it, and they're going to have to see it eventually. So I am looking forward to that day. But for now, she's only number 3 for me because unfortunately, she's just very underutilized. I think she's an amazing performer, but there's only so much that I can, Andrade is probably my favorite individual performer in all of WWE, but they do nothing with him and they perpetually treat him like a mediocre fighter. And so it's hard to rank him. So I don't want Rhea to end up in that spot. I want Rhea to keep getting pushed up the card higher and higher. She's amazing. Love her.
Hell yeah. All right, number 3 for me, Mirai. Um,
Wow, that high.
real.
Okay, cool.
I've just really been enjoying the feud with Utami. I hate that we've had to wait so long for the pay-per-view to get up because I've been excited to see the title match. Yeah, she's been fantastic. She's been absolutely fantastic. I really, I'm telling you, it's crazy the 180 she's done from her Stardom run, which I never hated her, but I was like, oh yeah, it's Mirai. To like, man, she is a beast, and like, if she doesn't win a world title in Marigold at some point, honestly, I would blame Rossi for that more than Mirai, because I feel like this woman's doing everything right. She's got great energy. Has always had like a great look. She's very, cute in the face of it, but she'll kill you. Like, I love that sentence. It's got a cute smile, but she'll rip your head off. Has got an amazing lariat. For all the times the JBL wanted to be Stan Hansen, I kind of emanates that aura without even really trying. And that's the difference between actually doing and posturing, or being and pretending. And yeah, she's great, man. I'm really excited for that title match with Utami. I obviously hope Utami retains, of course. But if Mirai wins the world title one day, I'm gonna enjoy that run, and I'm gonna think it's definitely well deserved. It's been fun, and I like that she's separated from Sakurai. Although it's still weird that by all accounts, Sakurai is doing better than her because she is the white belt champion.
Yeah.
The United
United
National. That's the
National
name of the title. The
Champion.
United National.
Yeah.
Yeah. I blanked on the title name at first, so I fell on white belt. But yeah, United National Champion. But yeah, I think Mirai is fantastic. So who is next on your list?
Sakurai's held that belt for over 5 months now. When will the pain end?
Isn't it hideous?
Anyway,
Uh,
from one 5-month title holder to another, my number 2 is our world champion, Utami Hayashishita, the Red Queen herself.
yes. Amazing.
Here's the thing. I don't think that her world Marigold championship reign is going quite as well as her World of Stardom championship reign went, but I also
Yeah.
think that it's really worth noting that even her World of Stardom championship reign got off to a bit of a slow start and didn't really kick into high gear until that initial TLD with Shuri. That was like the first match in Utami's title reign that was like, holy fuck, she is really here. Like, this is the Red Queen right here. And then she, like, after that, she was just putting on bangers. Like, she was killing it. Almost every title defense was fantastic. She was, and again, like, I want to go back and actually get an exact number for you. So in Utami's World of Stardom championship reign, her early defenses were against Momo, Micah, Kamitani, B Priestley, that is. And then she had the double KO time limit draw type match against Shuri. And then she had the shitty garbage match against Natsuko Tora where Tora tore her own ACL. Natsuko Tora her own ACL. And then we kick into high gear because then she had the fucking Takuma Iroha defense, which we loved. And then she had the Hazuki defense, which is Hazuki's return. Like, she came back and immediately got the challenge for the red belt. And then Utami Micah happened. And then the second Shuri match, where the SWA title was also on the line at Dream Queendom that Shuri won. All of those were bangers. Those were all fantastic. And those matches didn't happen until almost a year into Utami's World of Stardom Championship reign. That was like the home stretch of her reign before she lost it, and then it includes the match that she did lose it in. So, like, I'm not giving up hope that this Utami reign is going to be amazing because Utami is amazing, and all she needs is the right opponents. And I think Mirai, like you've been talking about, is the beginning of a really special run for Utami. We just need to fucking get to it. We need that pay-per-view to go up for free so that we can react to it without having to pay 20 something dollars a piece for it.
We have shit to do.
Hell yeah,
But yeah,
do.
I absolutely love. I love your sentiments here. And now this is where I get to be fun and extra as fuck, because see, what I love about this is that you're always the very adorable but also very responsible adult in the room. And I'm like, fuck that. Number 2 for me is Rhea Seto.
I love that.
Because
I love that for you.
Everything you said about her, like in your place, is absolutely correct. But man, much like Jackson Drake in Evolve, I am so excited about her. Because again, and I've said this about a lot of performers, which maybe we're in the most beautiful era of pro wrestling. I don't know. but like her look is amazing. I have often compared with her long hair and everything. I have said multiple times on recording. She reminds me of Junji Ito's Tomie. Except she definitely like a different gimmick. She doesn't have like a succubus type gimmick or whatever, which honestly would be kind of interesting if like she met Priscilla Kelly. Like what kind of a thing would kind of result from that?
Dude,
But
get Priscilla
yeah,
Kelly and Marigold. Hell yeah, I'm all for that.
dude, that would be amazing. And speaking of like Gaijin and stuff, I really do hope Jakara Jackson gets to go to Stardom because honestly, color me intrigued.
Yeah,
I'm open to it. Fuck it. You know?
Mara
Um
Sade.
yeah, yeah. I gotta get used to that new name. But yeah, Rhea Seto, man, she's awesome. The sky's the limit for her if they allow it to be. That being,
Yeah.
you know, Rossi and just Marigold.
Mhm.
I think she's so good in the ring. I love how she does like a limb targeted based offense, but she's not boring about it. Again, I love her look. Her theme music has got like an Egyptian vibe and it's dope. Like, yeah, her packaging is so good right now. And I love that she got to challenge Yuzuki for the super flyweight championship, but of course she wasn't gonna fucking win it. But I just love that she was even in that conversation briefly. I do hope that she is on the ascent and you know she gets bigger opportunities in the future because I know she can knock him out of the park. She is
Now that
one of
we know that
Marigold's best
Mayu is
kept
in
secrets.
Marigold, I would sure love a match between them.
Oh my god, are you kidding? I am so there if that happens. I definitely think Rhea Seto is one of the better kept secrets in Marigold right now.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely a gem worth watching. And if you're Marigold, definitely a gem worth polishing. So she is number 2 for me. Who is number 1 for you on your list?
It's Miku
Wait.
Aono.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, my
yes.
number one is Miku. She is still my favorite, I think, overall performer in Marigold. I love that she is very technically sound, but an understated powerhouse. That's just like, I mean, if you wanted to just build a women's wrestler after my own heart, that's pretty much what it would be. It's funny because she and Mirai are kind of opposites in that way, where Mirai is powerhouse first, but she's really good technically too. And Miku is like a technician first, but then like she can slug it out with the best powerhouses in the company. I love that about her. I feel like I've already said more than I need to about Miku in previous Marigold Fave Fives lists because she's very consistently in my top two or three at worst. I know that she was my number two last time because Shozuki had a really good grading period and she ended up at my number one that time around. I think the lowest that Miku Aono has ever been for me in my Marigold Fave 5 is number 5. So we've never had a grading period for Marigold that Marigold's been existing for that Miku wasn't in my top 5, that she wasn't in my Fave 5. And this is like the third or fourth time now that she's been number 1 for me. I just really love her. She's awesome.
Yes. Um Number 1 for me, Utami.
Of course, the most
Yeah.
obvious pick in the entire like that's
Yeah.
somehow I think that was more predictable than Oba at number 1 for me in NXT.
Yeah, like folks, do I even need to say anything anymore? She continues to be Utami. She continues to be a fun champion. I again though, and I've been saying this a lot. Are you sure you just don't want to do both sides of this commentary for us? Because again, I agree with everything you said about Utami. I'm just really chomping at the bit for that Mirai match. I feel like it could be a match of the year contender. I hope. But yeah, it's fucking Utami. What more can I really say? So let's move on to our other list, which I do
Oh
believe I am
boy!
opening.
Before we get into
Yes.
this, I want us to reset the call. I'm going to leave and re-enter, and then you leave and re-enter, because I have been noticing more of a delay as we've been in the call. I'm going to do this really quickly now. Okay? And now you can do it as well. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like your face. So,
Thank you. You get to go
like, yeah.
first on your honorable mentions for other.
Yes. Only 2 honorable mentions, but hey, folks, I have them, so let's all be happy about that, right? Um, Indy Hartwell and Kevin Knight.
Nice. What have you
Yes.
seen Indy
Who
Hartwell in this grading period?
I saw her in TNA recently, so she's actually with
Ah,
TNA now, apparently. So,
nice. Okay,
yes.
that's cool. I struggled mightily with filling out my Fave 5 honorable mention. The Fave 5 was actually pretty easy. The honorable mention, a lot less so. But I did manage. I did manage to fill out the Fave 5 entirely. And the honorable mentions, I do have 5 of those as well. So I'm going to just start at number 10, The Beast Mortos.
Okay.
Number 9, Speedball Mike Bailey.
Nice.
He's
I
still
like
doing
Bailey,
really
yeah.
good stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Number 8, Megan Bain. Still love her.
N
Still want to see her do more.
yes.
Number 7, Kazuchika Okada.
Nice.
And number 6, it's actually another faction, the Ops.
Nice.
Yeah,
Who is that again?
that's
Because I know we
Powerhouse
talked.
Hobbs, Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Hook.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I gotta remember that because that actually is a cooler thing that AEW is doing.
Yeah,
And maybe it's just because it's AEW,
they're the
and the
trios
last time
champs
you
right
had
now.
something.
Actually,
Yeah. Exactly.
Shibata,
Yeah.
Joe, and Hobbs are the trios champs right now.
Yes. Yes. And that's actually a cooler trios champion set than they've had recently. So
Yeah,
good on AEW for that. 5 for me, Okada.
nice.
Because the very little I've seen of him, this great period in AEW in the ring, I'm like, wow, he's still Okada. He's
He
still the fucking
is.
man.
He is. I
Um,
hate how long it's taking him to beat some opponents that don't deserve that from Okada, but he is a generous god.
indeed, indeed, I like how you phrased that. Yes. So you know me, guys. I'm uncharacteristically succinct when it comes to other. I might change that when we get to the top 2 at the very least. But yeah, who's number 5 on your list?
Dude, you know who Anthony Bowens is, right?
Yes, yeah, I do.
One half of, oh God, what was the tag team name with him and Max Caster again?
Well, well, the acclaimed when they were
The
around because I
Acclaim,
think they've
yeah.
been broken up. Yeah.
Yeah. The one half of the Acclaim. It took Okada over 10 minutes to beat him for in a Continental title eliminator match.
That's ridiculous.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
All right. So
that's what I'm
yeah,
talking
who?
about when I
Yeah.
say that it's a shame that Okada is taking so long to beat certain guys. Like I like Bowens, but like, does he really need that kind of rub? Probably not. Number
No.
5 for me though surprised me. I did not expect to see who ended up landing at number 5 for me at all in my research for the other category because I went back and I watched some of the AEW recaps, like the highlights videos that they put up that Super Blue has been posting very graciously in the Discord for us. Super Blue, we appreciate you. But
Yes.
man, I saw them in one match and they even lost the match. But the way these motherfuckers move, the way they operate, the way that they wrestle, I can't help but love them and be a fan. Number 5 for me, grit your teeth, baby, because it is the grizzled young veterans. I fucking love these guys.
In legit, that's insane because I was thinking about them today when I woke up. I'm like, I miss Grizzled Young Vets, and then
Dude,
so they're on AEW then.
they
Wow.
had a single match for AEW that I was able to see on Collision like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was like 2.5 weeks ago, basically, against Paragon, which is basically the Undisputed Era. It's Cole, O'Reilly, and Strong. And bro, the way that James Drake has got a pep in his step right now, this dude is hitting the ropes like they stole something from him. And
You know,
Gibson is still the star, honestly. He's still fantastic and an amazing heel. These guys, I literally got one match, and I didn't even get to watch the whole match. I got to see highlights from the match and just fell all the way back in love with GYV. I love them so much.
you know, given recent cultural events, I never thought I'd say this, but what a great time to be Drake. Fuck. I mean, but no, man, that's fucking awesome. I've missed GYV, so I might really have to keep an eye out because they are, man, like they never stopped being cool while having that revival, and I said revival over FTR for a reason, edge to their like tag team wrestling. Like I
Yeah.
love them so much.
Dude, that was
So
their only televised match of the entire year. Not just of the grading period, but the entire year. And they were amazing in it. I love them.
yeah, dude, that to make that kind of an impression on you, because I know like you hold people to a standard. And that's what I love about you. The idea that it took one match and you're like, yeah, you're in. Let him. It's
Yeah,
like, that's
yeah.
incredible to
Well,
me.
dude,
That's
here's the thing. I
incredible to me.
was legitimately thinking about putting Paragon as a unit or picking and choosing maybe Roddy or Kyle to be in honorable mention or Fave Fives or something. And like, I just couldn't pull the trigger on it. I like them,
Yeah.
but like Adam Cole comes off like such a dweeb nowadays, and I really hate that I have to say that. And I like Kyle and Roddy, but they're both just kind of washed a little bit at this point. But then you see them in the ring with the GYV, and it's like they're moving in slow mo while GYV are moving in real time.
UIV had something to prove, man. I think after leaving NXT, they're
Yeah,
like, you know what? We gave some good like years to this company and stuff like that. Fuck you all.
yeah.
We're taking what's ours now. We've waited long enough, and boy, are they
Dude,
fucking ever.
they are the current tag team champions for DPW, the promotion that like Javon Evans and Saquon Sugars got pushed hard in.
Yeah,
Yeah, Deadlock Pro. They're currently the tag champs there. Those Deadlock, man, we might want to check in on them again because they seem to book things way better than a lot of other promotions in the U.S.
sure. Number 4 for me, again, really brief. Mina Shirakawa. I'm just happy to
Ah,
see her again.
same.
I don't really
I
know.
have Mina
Yeah,
at 4 as well. That's really cool, actually. I love that for us.
yeah, I know it was like kind of weird, like her booking with the whole Tony thing, like oh, her kind of attacking it because Tony's just the most over, maybe even one of the most over acts in the company, period, let alone the women's division. And it is her division, whether we like it or not. And believe me, I do not like it personally. Um, but I'm just happy to see Mina wherever we can get her. I do want Mina now and always, and I'm just always going to be proud of her and whatever she wants to do. And God, would just one company really recognize her efforts and put a fucking world title on her? Maybe this will be the one. I don't know. It'd be the best thing AEW ever did, but we'll see. You said she's also number 4, so please add your own thoughts.
Oh my God, yeah. I really, really hate that she left Stardom for AEW, but you know what? When you treat somebody as poorly as Stardom consistently treated Mina, I can only understand why she did it. I totally get it. As much as I hate AEW, she saw greener pastures and wanted to give it a try, and I respect her for that. Because in Stardom, she was just never going to be the priority. They just did not see her as, worth prioritizing, and I think that sucks for them and for her as well, because she's never going to be the priority in AEW either. She's always going to get booked underneath women like Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné. And there was a point in time I would have said that about Britt Baker, but I think that Tony Khan is finally over her. But yeah, like I love Mina, man. She's still a great wrestler. She's still moving great in there. She's still very charming and very sweet, and cuts nice, fun English promos that you gotta kind of remember how good she is at speaking English. And yeah, her match with Tony Storm at Double or Nothing was decent. I don't want to say that it was anything special because I don't think it was. But she's actually been teaming with Tony ever since then. I don't know if you knew that. She's been teaming up with Tony Storm because they've been feuding, I guess, with Sky Blue and Anna Jay. I don't even, or not Sky Blue. Or yeah, not Anna Jay. Sky Blue and Julia Hart, they've been feuding with. And I do not understand this feud. I feel like it's Tony Khan trying to elevate a couple of really mediocre women that don't deserve to be elevated talent wise in Julia and Sky. I think that those two are like perpetual undercarders, and they're just not anything special at all in any way. But Mina and Tony have been feuding with them as a team, so I love Mina, but this whole kind of diatribe has felt more like a mourning session than a celebration because I just feel so bad that Stardom treated her like shit, and now she's in AEW where she's just immediately going from main event to relegated to feuding with mid carders. It's like fuck, man.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3 for me, Hangman Adam Page.
Nice.
Man, I listened to this dude cut his promo after winning, the Owen Hart, men's cup. And he's still one of the best things in that fucking company.
Yep.
This dude is still one hell of a fire promo. I liked him as a heel, his unhinged promo style, but man, as a babyface, he really does have that Danielson quality of being just so authentic and believable and getting people on his side. Like, he's great. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I am so into the vibe that they're seemingly doing with Paige, like as the chosen one, even by Will Ospreay. Oh, what a fucking honor! That I am, and you know it means a lot when I'm fucking saying this. I'm tempted to watch at least one match from All In, and that would be Paige versus Moxley for the title. I think that could be a really solid fucking match. Do I think Paige will win the title? No, because unfortunately, I still think that you're right. That fucking Darby fucking Allen is gonna win the fucking championship. And oh god, do I hate pro wrestling? No, I just hate bad booking. There's a difference. And like it's night and day to me. Like when I think about a guy that would make a company seem respectable or credible, I feel like Joe did that for a brief time when he was champion because Joe is so emotionally mature and he gets that this is a fucking business and like why am I gonna beef with you on Twitter? Are you a teenager? Are you a fucking where is your mother? Joe's never gonna do that. I think Paige has similar energy. I do not get that vibe from Darby. Darby very much strikes me as a guy. I don't even know what his social media presence is, but that would like people get under his skin very easily. That's the vibe I get
Oh,
from
you
Darby.
mean like
Not
how that one time when he went after a very young, very inexperienced Cora Jade because she was skateboarding to the ring and he called her a poser?
thank you for reminding me of that to prove my point. God, you are so beautiful to me. Like, fuck, you're perfect. Um, yeah, yeah, like that actually, like that. I This company, I can't take it seriously because whether it wants to admit it to itself or not, and it should, it doesn't take itself seriously. I mean, when fucking are like, hey, we got this guy that fans actually want to like. He's a great wrestler. Like he's true to himself. Whatever. He's not gonna listen to like bigoted old heads. I know fucking Cornette got mad because Hangman apparently told some veterans, I don't think I need any advice. Which, like, I don't know the context. Maybe it was arrogant, but also maybe Hangman, like me, has a little bit of ageism and he's like, you know what? You're old. Your time's kind of over. I'm kind of doing my own thing now. And you know what? I respect it. I'm going to triple down on it. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Uh, yeah.
Fuck them
Like,
old heads.
fuck them old heads. No, like I have a deep respect for Hangman Adam Page. I mean, bro, this goes well over a decade. I remember when he was the fucking young boy in the decade in ROH, and you and I still saw something in him all the way back then. And God, I mean, yes, it's definitely ego stroking. It's very erect, but it feels so good to be right because even now, all this time later, he is still such a quality fucking player. I hope he beats Moxley again. I don't think it'll happen because AEW, much like Stardom currently, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, and they're like, listen, listen, listen. I know you want us to do this very obvious correct thing, but I'm rich, so why not do the wrong thing? Okay? Fuck. So yeah, that's my weird, confusing Hangman on a Page glazing where it's like, are we glazing on a Page or critiquing AEW? To which I answer, yes. Who's next on your list?
Willow Nightingale came in at number 3 for me.
Now that is precious. Fuck, she's
Yes.
adorable.
She is. She is a ray of sunshine. She is wonderful. And she's one hell of a professional wrestler, too. She is astounding, I would say, at this pro wrestling thing. And I say that as like a broad stroke thing because she checks all the boxes. Great look, great in the ring, great promo, great presence, very charismatic, very likable, connection with the crowd. She's got it all. And I also figured I would take a little bit of time here just to say I think it's ridiculous that she's never held a title in this company. They have her. They have her
Yes.
feuding with men. They have her interacting with and wrestling and feuding with men. She is the only woman that is getting. She and Marina Shafir, I guess, are the only women that have ever been allowed to wrestle intergender matches in AEW history, and yet no title, no championship, not even a shot at a championship. I really hate Tony Khan.
Yeah. Yeah. I do too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, is that all you wanted to say, good sir?
I think we can move on to your number 2.
The Hurt Syndicate.
Oh man.
Um, it's classy. It's professional. I love Montel. Vontavious Porter. I mean, what a man. What a manager. Now, yes. We've hit a bit of a snag recently. We've gotten a bit of mayonnaise in the faction. Mayonnaise Jacob Friedman, MJF. And, mm, jury's still out, right? Because clearly he has this connection with Montel. I'm surprised Lashley gave him the thumbs up. Apparently, here's the thing. I was hoping that, I don't even know if they were rumors. I think they were just hope from fans, to be fair. I was hoping that Cedric would come in, crash the party, and be like, what the fuck is this? Like, whatever. But it seems like Cedric might be going to TNA.
Yeah.
And if he is, I really hope he does well there. Like, I'm rooting for Cedric. Cedric's a good dude. Wish him nothing but the best. He's a great talent. I think TNA locker room will be lucky to have him. But focusing on these guys, we're not getting Cedric. I know that now. So this is kind of what we're doing. And okay, but like if I just focus on the core three, really I should have put in parentheses sans MJF because I'm still very sus on that and very wary of that. Benjamin, Lashley, and MVP, like I love how they carry themselves. I love how they carry themselves. I think they're very credible, very legitimate tag team champions for AEW. And yeah, like I love that they got the "We Hurt People," like wait, how does the chant go? "We hurt people, we hurt people," and that whole rhythm, like that's gotten over with the crowd. Yeah. I think the funny thing is, I feel like Hurt Syndicate booking wise, they're so desperate to get this over as a heel faction, which is why they added MJF. But bro, this is the thing that I kind of really don't like about pro wrestling now that I'm older. I wish more companies just went with the flow, which AEW claims to do, right, on its face. Like, oh, no heels, no faces, which, like, in a way, it's weird. I'm kind of in a weird place, because in a way I don't like it, but in another way I get it. Because if something gets over, I kind of want to ride that wave a little bit. And I feel like this is kind of them fighting the crowd. Like, they want to like these guys. They want to like MVP, Lashley, and Benjamin. But it's like, no, you're supposed to hate them, so we're going to get this guy in here that calls you pores. Yeah, do it, Max. And it's like, okay. I still love the core group, though. So, yeah, I'm putting them at number 2 because when you look at the core group, they're fantastic. The MJF thing, I'm curious what the payoff will be. I still think, from a long-term booking perspective, this is so goddamn stupid. Because, like, again, MJF has betrayed every faction he's been in, or he's left it high and dry because all he cares about is himself. So why are we doing this again? But maybe they'll do it differently this time. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. So who's next on your list?
I just want to add to what you
Yes.
said, basically, that I really like the Hurt Syndicate at its core, like you said.
Yes.
But they have been associating with MJF for this entire grading period, and I just can't.
You know what? I understand it, and more importantly, I respect it.
I
All right.
appreciate it. Yeah. Number
Yeah.
2 for me is Hangman. Hangman Adam Page, number 2 for me.
Yes. I love that we have a similar energy. You even more than me, though. So please speak on it.
Yeah. I think that even if there was a plan for them to wait for Darby Allin to put the title on him, they would be so foolish to not capitalize on the babyface momentum that Hangman has right now. He is absolutely on fire on the mic, in the ring. Everything is on point. He is the best thing going, I think, in AEW right now, currently, like going forward. And I don't think anyone's really particularly close, honestly. Um, People have been wanting Moxley to lose the title for so long now. His title reign has overstayed its welcome, and it has, I would say that it's done that for quite a while now. People are so sick of the Death Riders in general and the Young Bucks. And I'm not even just saying people like us, like people who don't like AEW. AEW's biggest fans are very sick of the Death Riders, and they're very sick of the Young Bucks. And a sort of regime change, I guess you could say, with Hangman beating Moxley, I think would breathe a lot of life into the product. I don't know if it would like pop ratings or anything, but I do think that it would make the product kind of, they like to talk about restoring the feeling. I think that would restore the feeling a lot. I think that would also make Hangman only the second ever multi-time AEW World Champion, because I'm pretty sure Moxley is the one and only person that's ever held that world title more than once so far. And if anyone deserves it, it's absolutely Hangman. And I would also just like to point out, Hangman is a homegrown guy. He is not somebody that ever really had, a high profile in the United States prior to AEW. So I think that's a huge deal for them. And again, if they don't pull the trigger, they're making a huge mistake. I also wanted to really use this as an opportunity to talk shit about Will Ospreay, because holy fuck, that dude sucks.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does, friend.
I mean, dude, I watched some highlight clips, highlights of AEW shows before we went live to try and help myself to put together this other list. And I had this thought while I was watching these clips of like, making a Fave 5 out of AEW is hard. If I had to make, if I, I would have an easier time making a top 5 most hated in AEW, and Will Ospreay would probably be number 1 on that list. That dude is the worst performer on all of pro wrestling television right now. There is nobody I would watch. I would rather watch less than Will Ospreay. And to be clear, I'm including Charlotte Flair in this group. I would rather watch Charlotte Flair than Will Ospreay.
Good Lord.
He is that bad to me. He is an all-time worst promo ever, in my opinion. He is absolutely horrendous on the mic. He is a fake tough guy who cuts promos like he is the biggest, baddest motherfucker in the world. Dude, there was a backstage segment where he was getting all up in Swerve's face, basically trying to like rally the troops to help Hangman beat Moxley at All In. And of course, Swerve has beef with Hangman, so he was like, no, never gonna happen. And then he went to get into his car, and Ospreay shut the door to prevent him from getting into his car. And obviously Swerve was pissed, so he shoved Ospreay. It was like a two-hand shoulder shove. Didn't strike him, just shoved him. Ospreay retaliates with a forearm, so Ospreay, quote unquote, threw the first punch. Swerve threw Ospreay into a guardrail, like a metal guardrail, like threw him like back first into a guardrail. Ospreay didn't even attempt to sell it, popped up immediately and started trying to go after Swerve again. It got held back by security. And as he's being held back by security, he's saying, "We're on the same team, bro." And I'm like, bro, you threw the first fucking punch. What are you talking about? Why are you trying to like unite together again when you're the one that threw the first forearm? What the fuck is this nonsense? He is the worst. I hate him so much. Holy shit. Which really, I guess the best way to tie this back into Hangman is thank you, finally, Tony Khan, for making one good decision and picking the correct winner of the Owen tournament.
Yes.
Good
1000%, bro.
fucking God, Ospreay is horrible. He is genuinely terrible.
I don't know how he's loved, honestly.
You know what? I actually did a little tiny bit of market research on Will Ospreay to try and get an idea of like how he's perceived by AEW hardcores, right?
Yeah.
And I asked basically a room full of AEW fans, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good do you think Ospreay is as a promo, right?
Yeah.
With one being dog shit, never let him touch a mic again, which is where I am on him. And 10 being absolute god who should get 20-minute promo segments every week, right? And they were, I shit you not, he was averaging around a 6 out of 10 in this room of AEW fans.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
I have never been more schmeckeldorfed in my life.
Yeah. Dude. How in the fuck? Are you good with me giving my number 1?
Please do.
All right. A little bit of a preamble here. This is, well, we do. You know who it is, and Discord already knows who it is, but I still
knows who it is. Yeah.
I still want to go on this preamble anyway. This is a TWitWoW miracle for me because look, to be perfectly honest, pro wrestling is not the priority it used to be for me even 5 years ago. I'm older now. I have interests that I cultivate, things that I'm thinking about with life, even more mature things. Like we've got things going on in my house. We're doing big renovations this summer. And so, like, wrestling is always going to be a part of my life. And I'm like, whatever. You guys know I don't really watch any of it, rarely in my off time. Um, it just doesn't have that same place. So it's really fucking special when you find somebody that's so fucking good that not only do you go down the rabbit hole willingly of what they've been doing even recently, you even watch some stuff that wouldn't even fit into the grading period. And that's what happened to me with this guy. My number one is TNA's Ali, leader of Order 4. But for how much longer, we don't know. We have liked him for a long time because we knew him in WWE. I am telling you, the stuff that I watched, bro, I don't know if he has been better than he is right now to me. Right now, his faction looks like it's falling apart. Like, he is in that state where it's like, oh my god, he's unhinged. Like, I don't know what caused him to be unhinged. That's still, like, a gap in my knowledge. But that's what he's doing, to the point where he has shoved Tasha Steelz down onto the canvas. And even the other members of Order 4, I think his name is Jason Hotch, is like, yo, man, what are you doing? He's using Weapon X now as a finisher because he's bulked up. That's another thing, too. He's bulked up and he looks fucking great. And I'm telling you, the beautiful thing about pro wrestling right now, so long as you don't suck, which Ali certainly does not, if you're good, it doesn't have to be a young man's game. This dude is 39. He is on the older side, but I am telling you, he is so fucking ready to be world champion. Like, I have predicted that Joe Hendry might regain the TNA world title from Trick. Curtis kind of, fought back against that view very logically in my mind because he did say, it seems like he will be going to WWE. I wouldn't be so sure about that, and he's right about that. But if I'm right about Joe Hendry being the next champion, or whichever babyface, I should say, becomes a champion, particularly if Santana would get another crack at it, Ali should be the next world champion because Ali and Santana are in a feud, apparently. They're 1-1 right now.
That's what I'm looking at right there. Santana gets another shot at Trick, maybe even on home turf on a TNA PPV, and gets the dub there, and that leads to Ali being the next champion after him.
Dude, and I watched a match he had with Ace Austin, and it was so good because, like, he destroyed this dude's fucking leg, got a vicious fucking submission on it. I'm laughing at Ace Austin. His pain is fucking delicious to me because he should have minded his own fucking business. Like, oh, he was helping a friend. Maybe if people listen to my definition of see, this is why Ali, he realizes he's above Order 4 now. He used them to up a level, and now they're meaningless. That is how you do relationships in pro wrestling. Ali has it right. I said, oh, John, that sounds sociopathic. Maybe get your head on straight in the business we're fucking in. I am surviving out here. I am thriving out here, and so is Ali. And Ace Austin, who came out, I don't even know which fucking jamoke he was fucking checking on. Oh, are you okay? Yeah, he is, but you're about to not be. Because now that you stuck your nose where it didn't fucking belong, say goodbye to your ankle, face. And you know what? Yeah, broken ankle Ace Austin. That's fucking, I mean, the alliteration, the glee, the schadenfreude, and Ali gave all of that to me. I have liked this man. When I tell you the stuff I was watching on TNA, I'm like, I'm wrong. This is somebody I've legitimately been missing out on. And then I watched a match again that wouldn't even be a part of the grading period because this was back in like 2024. So I'm just trying to like recap most of his TNA run. And now there are 2 videos in my liked list that I want to watch when I have free time that again would be out of the grading period. But I just want to do it to see this newer Ali that I have been sleeping on. And if I could just be a bit of a political smartass for 2 seconds, I should have known that he could be an amazing heel because even though he was the only good cop, because the only good cop is one that quits, he was a cop for a time. So to be able to channel that asshole where it even borders on like that domestic abuse energy because he's shoving Tasha Steelz and like walking away from her and being like, well, you shouldn't have gotten in the way. he is using that cop experience to the best use in pro wrestling because holy fucking shit. Jesus Christ. This dude might actually go. Because if I really start paying attention to TNA, we're only in June. This guy might make a sprint for my heel of the year. Honestly, because I am loving the work he's doing right now, and I really hope it culminates in him being world champion without Order 4. Um, which I love the packaging of that group too, to be fair. And that's why I have, by the way, to answer your question, because you asked earlier, where have you seen Indy Hartwell? And I told you the truth, TNA. But what made me put her on the list is I saw a match she had with Tasha Steelz. And when Tasha lost, Ali came out and he's just looking at her like, pathetic. And then just like, no, I just what? I thought we were, and it's so, yeah, he's clearly alienating himself. I would prefer to call it trading up, but, some people would think that's unhinged. But no, when you got me watching wrestling that not only would count for this grading period, but just like, again, just watching it for the sake of watching it at 33 years old in 2025, when I've got so much of the stuff going on, like that's insane. That is the highest compliment I can pay a wrestler. And the idea that Ali did that, this guy went from a man that I always respected in WWE to he might really become by the end of this year one of my all-time favorites. If you're not watching him in TNA, guys, you're missing out. I strongly recommend you check out his stuff, at least from the past like month of May and the beginning of June. Like just even that little bit, you'll get enough to wet your beak and be like, I need to at least watch this guy regularly on TNA. And I really want to keep to that commitment because I know I've said it a lot in AEW, but I just hate the AEW style. TNA, I think, is more palatable to me on the whole. I think I could keep up with Ali a lot easier than any AEW guy. And so I really want to try and do that. Put the fucking world title on him and thank me later for strongly urging you to do it because this dude's nothing but upside. At 39 years old, he's having probably the best run of his entire career. And I'm really curious how this stuff with Order 4 is going to end and how this stuff just with him is going to end. Again, hopefully with him in the main event picture. So that's number one for me. Who's number one for you, bud?
Number one on my other list is another opportunity for me to bitch about AEW,
Yes.
because she went from world championship contender to now being the victim of the cringiest debuting talent that I've seen in quite a while, actually, Tekla. Uh, Number one on my list is Jamie Hayter.
Why? How is she not back in the title picture, bro? I don't fucking understand. But this is your time. Please go.
No, you're cooking. I could let you cook if you want to take a little bit of time, and then I'll just go after you.
Well, listen, I already opened up my can of Chef Boy. If you don't on fucking TNA with Ali, no, you need to proselytize about Jamie Hayter because this is all I will say, and then I want you to cook on the rest of the grill. How they have drug their feet with her to get her back to where she should have been immediately upon her return is one of the biggest disgraces to me that we don't talk enough about as a podcast. Like that is a fucking joke. But please
Dude,
take the reins from me.
she lost the AEW Women's World title to Toni Storm in what effectively amounted to a squash match on May 25th of 2023, right?
Yes.
It took her over a year to return from the injury that she was dealing with going into that match. And she was so injured going into that match that they had to book a squash to basically just get the title off of her so that she could go get healthy. And she did. And it took her 15 months to the day to return. Her last match before the injury, while she was working with the injury, was May 28th. Her first match back post injury was August 28th of the following year. 15 months. And they had her immediately feud with Saraya to the point that she had to wrestle her in a Saraya's Rules match on an episode of Collision. And then they had her lose to Willow Nightingale in the Wrestle Dynasty International Women's Cup qualifier tournament in the finals of that.
Yes.
And then she feuded with Julia fucking Hart, which again, why does Julia Hart keep on tangling with the main event scene? I don't get it. And then she made it again to the finals of the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament, only for Mercedes to snatch defeat from under her. Jamie Hayter is another candidate for most underutilized talent of the year. The fact that she keeps getting so close to getting her world title shot. And here's the thing. I think that the reason that they aren't giving her the title shot and they aren't just having her win these tournaments to get title shots is because they are trying to protect Toni Storm. Because Toni Storm is like their most over babyface in the entire women's division right now. And they don't want to do babyface Toni Storm versus babyface Jamie Hayter. And they don't want to turn either one of them heel because Jamie is too sympathetic and too lovable and uh, too good, frankly, to be hated on. Because the last time they tried to have her be a heel, she got so fucking over that the crowd started rooting for her and cheering for her, and they were forced, like their hand was forced to turn her face and put the title on her. And they're trying to prevent that from happening again, basically. They're trying to prevent Jamie from outshining Toni Storm, because if they were to have a match, it would be impossible not to point out that Toni beat an injured Jamie for the world title 2 years ago. So they're keeping them separate. They're
Yes.
keeping them separate. And in the meantime, not only are they keeping Jamie away from Toni because of that, because they want to keep Toni's babyface momentum going, but now they just had Jamie lose to the only other women's singles champion in the fucking company in Mercedes in the finals of the Owen tournament. So now not only is Jamie not going to get a shot at Toni's world title, but she just lost to the TBS champion, so she doesn't have any claim at that either. At this point, what the fuck does she have to do? I'm at the point that I'm ready to see Jamie either go to Ring of Honor and be the one to beat Athena, which would be depressing as fuck because I haven't seen much of Athena's work because she's not on TV. And I want Jamie to be on TV. Or the other option B is to follow the Mariah May path and fucking bail on this garbage ass company and go to NXT. Because I can't imagine that she would be treated worse in NXT than she has been treated in her current run in AEW.
Yes. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. I can't really. I mean, you broke it down so impeccably. I really have nothing to add. If there's anything else you want to say, I guess we can move on to our Universal Top 10.
Let's do it, man. Let's get this done and get out of here.
All right. I will just go first to keep the pace going, if you don't mind.
I usually would go first here if you're cool with that.
It's fine by me.
We
Fine by me.
alternate
Who's
going
number 10 for you?
first. Yeah. 10 for me is Hangman Adam Page.
10 for me is Obafemi.
Nice. Wow. Wow. Yeah, he really did fall for you. Number 9 for me, John Cena.
9 for me, Seth Rollins.
Number 8 for me is Dark State.
8 for me is Aleister Black.
Nice, nice. Number 7 for me is Naomi.
Number 7 for me is Swipe Right.
Number 6 for me is The Vision, Seth Rollins' faction.
God, I really hope they come up with that name. That's beautiful.
Wait. I actually apologize. I jumped ahead. My number 6 is not The Vision. My number 6 is Jamie Hayter.
Okay. Still love the faction name, though. 6 for me is Jackson Drake.
Number 5 for me is The Vision. There we go.
Number 5 for me is Ali. So good right now.
Is he not going by Mustafa Ali anymore, just Ali?
He is, but I historically have done bad at pronouncing that name, and I'm not going to take 10 minutes pronouncing it, and then you correct me, and then we're not doing Abbott and Costello with this.
Yeah.
I refuse.
Okay.
So Ali is just easier for me.
Number 4, Io Sky.
Number 4, Jacob Fatu.
Number 3, Javon Evans.
Number 3, Utami.
Number 2, Obafemi.
Number 2 for me, Sol Ruka.
And my number 1 is the fucking Bloodline.
Number 1 for me, fucking Naomi.
I love how much you are into Naomi's run. That's awesome.
Dude, she had me when she cackled, "It will be my WrestleMania," in her lead up with Jade. Because I have said, and it's the best life advice I've ever given to anyone, cackle once a day, and I know Naomi does that. I sense it. And the idea that she used her cackle to be antagonistic towards Jade, woman, you know what? No, gonna stop myself. I don't need to be an asshole. Naomi, you're perfect. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Nice.
Oh, I'm squealing my ass off. What the fuck? Guys, that's been Fave Fives.
Our
Man,
next Fave 5 will be on August 5th after SummerSlam.
Ooh, man, or as Jeremy Piven once called it, Summerfest. That's gonna be interesting. Definitely gonna be interesting. All right, guys, NXT is in just a little bit. I'm hoping to actually be able to tune in because I really am curious about that Obafemi title match. It's gonna be interesting. Be sure to leave a like if you follow out, subscribe, the bell icon notifications to miss any of that TWitWoW goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box. Follow us on Blue Sky and Twitch because we are the best wrestling podcast in all the AWC. And we will see you tomorrow at 5 for TWitWoW Request Live. DBK has requested that we react to various Jeff Jarrett matches. I am so psyched to be there. I hope you're all psyched to be there. It's going to be so much fun. Everybody bring your guitars, but not any dimes, so we can be like the real thing. And we will see you then. Be good to yourselves and each other. Tune in and peace out.